Gotta be this one, I think. Probably. Oh. What you doing, Nico? Okay. Hassie! Oh, hold on. It might be Nico time. Give me just a sec. Bear with me, getting resituated. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I don't know why my mic settings seem to change literally every time. Well, half the time, I should say. This ROM isn't made for conversation, it just warbles at you. That's so sad. It better talk. Stunning the cute little scrubber ROM would just be too cruel. All you can hear is an intense desire to clean and scrub endlessly. Me too, I think. The Hassie jingle, what a surprise. Isn't the idea supposed to be to talk to plants rather than listen to them? If not, it should be. This one won't budge. Yippee! Hi, Koke! Hello! How goes it?
Patient? My records indicate that you have been admitted for possible cranial trauma.
Arting? Hell yeah.
You should currently be in your assigned bed, resting. While I am truly delighted to see that you have regained consciousness, I must insist that you return to your room to be examined by a medical professional immediately.
Nah, it's cool. It was an accident. Don't worry about it.
Discharge of a weapon is a serious event. I must insist that you remain for treatment. Even non-lethal stunners can leave much lasting neurological damage.
No. I insist.
Very well. I am prohibited by law from detaining you here against your will, patient. But you should note in your release paperwork that willful early termination of medical services releases this hospital and its parent company, ZHC, from legal liability should your condition persist or worsen outside of our care. Additionally, all tests and medical data from your visit will be shared with our standard partners to help improve our services and offerings and to keep the price affordable. I am further required to inform you that this visit has expended the last of your year's governmentally mandated healthcare credits.
What was that middle part?
Lastly, you will be required to provide payment or proof of private insurance for any further visits for routine or emergency medical care. Please take care to fill out all forms thoroughly and accurately. And do have a nice day.
Your medical billing makes me glad I'm synthetic.
Yeah. Tell me about it, Turing.
You should look for more paying journalism work before you get shot again.
Yeah? That simple, buddy?
Before we leave, we should look for Dr. Fairlight's assistant, Leon Decker.
I wonder if it's the guy with the portrait. What do you think, chat?
I'm more fond of radio myself. Hello, the name's Leon Decker. It's a pleasure to meet you. Fairlight messaged ahead that I needed to pass one of his cards on to you. Here. Thanks for taking your time with him. He really gets in one of his moods when the chair's getting fixed. The last gala he organized was full of unsavory types. He's probably happy to help folks whose pockets aren't deeper than their thoughts.
So true. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, boss said you'd have a few for me. I'm not really supposed to answer anything too private, but take your best shot.
What kind of work do you do for Dr. Fairlight?
Oh, mostly gopher work, to be honest. Started when I was just out of the military. I was looking for a gig from someone who wouldn't care that I was an army brat. North Korea made that hard. The old man pays me to guard his life, run a few errands for him, and play substitute arm candy at most of the charity galas. Not terribly exciting, but I've already had enough excitement to last me another 30 years.
Why do you think Fairlight's helping us?
You think sitting in that chair all day is very entertaining? You know, the old man's talked to me about the things he used to do in his glory days. I'm sure he told you about when he was the head of some big companies.
That he did?
Cold, ambitious, and took down anyone with half a mind to get in his way. I think once he aged, he realized how lonely that kind of life can be. Helping people's the only way he can feel like he's still doing something. But hey, what do I know? I just spend all my time with him.
Yeah? What's your story, bud?
Probably not as exciting as you hope. I grew up in Montana, on a family farm. I didn't have my pa's farm hands, so I joined the military as soon as I could, like my grandpaps. Came home looking to do something a whole lot quieter for the rest of my life. I didn't know at the time how boring quiet could be. But hey, I'll take it over getting shot at.
Thank you, Leon.
No problem.
Very cool.
I'll be around if you know where to look. You have a good day now.
I will. Hopefully.
Well, we're free to leave. Why not head back home first, yes? I'm sure you'd like the chance to shower at least. For such a clean place, it sure seems to have left you feeling foul.
Physically, mentally, and journalistically refreshed.
You look good.
Thank you, Turing.
If you're feeling up for it, we should go find Tomcat and tell them about what happened. They should still be waiting for us at Stardust. Let's not keep them waiting.
That's right.
Oh, by the way, while you were showering, I was able to replant your Crassula ovata. Don't forget to talk to it and give it some love. When I try talking to it, it doesn't even notice I'm there.
That's unfortunate. Okay. Sorry, I am double checking, making sure I know which trophies to make sure to get. Because I'd like to get a good chunk of them done in this run. Okay. So I believe the only other thing I need to worry about is unsociable. Yep.
Either way, our next move is Stardust.
Apparently Lexi's here. I guess she's in her office.
Welcome to Stardust.
Sorry, I don't think we've met before. I'm Gus. You have a really cool ROM. How's Stardust treating you?
Not bad.
That's good, but we can do better than not bad. Let me know how we can help. Majid may not have a memory for mixed drinks, but he loves listening to his patrons' problems. You'll have to let me or him know if you need any help. We try to run a tight ship around here.
Mind telling me about yourself?
Oh, there isn't much to tell, really. I came to Neo SF from Arizona to finally live somewhere more thrilling. Majid needed someone good with numbers to handle back-of-the-house sort of stuff. So here I am. I didn't grow up in big cities like this, and I always loved listening to Majid's stories from the Bay. Everything is just so exciting.
Do you know anything about Hayden Weber?
Hayden? Oh, you're who Majid mentioned before, huh? Oh, no, sorry. I've met him since he's a regular, but I've been out and about on business. Haven't seen him in weeks. I wish I could help more.
Well, I'll let you know if I need anything else.
Okay, I'm gonna get back to this, but don't feel bad if you need to interrupt me for something.
Thanks, Gus.
Sure thing. Enjoy the bar.
Hey, y'all. How goes the search?
Well, not great. The apartment was ransacked and someone stole the data cache.
Shit. I can't say I saw that one coming. I figured that they'd nab anything they needed the first time they hit the place. Huh. Any ideas who it could have been?
The walls had been spray painted with many grotesque human revolution slogans. It is possible that Hayden was targeted by the organization for his work at Parallax. While my development may have been a secret, he is rather well known for his work on virtual intelligence data. A layman would not understand the critical differences between myself and a VI, nor do I think the average human revolution member would care to make the distinction. Equally likely, it is an effort to throw us off the trail of who's actually done this.
We talked to a Yannick Fairlight. He offered to introduce us to someone in the Human Revolution.
Right. Dr. Fairlight was very kind to point us in the direction of the Human Revolution protest leader. Hopefully, we'll be able to get to the bottom of this after interviewing him.
Yannick Fairlat. When'd you run into him?
At the hospital?
We were ambushed at the apartment and got hit with some kind of neural stunner.
What? Are y'all okay?
I've been better.
We made it to the nearby hospital
more serious than I first thought. Y'all need to keep a sharp eye out. Being attacked means the bastards know you're looking now.
What do you mean I'm surprisingly stubborn? What do you know about Dr. Fairlight, Tomcat?
I can't say I know much about the man. Fairlight always was a bit of a shut-in, even back when he ran System 1, his old company. He didn't make any more public appearances after the merger between them and Parallax, but he was still working with them for 6 or so years past that. Nowadays, he shows up in the news once in a blue moon for some charity thing or another. But, well, it's all just rumor, but I've heard he holds a grudge about it hotter than the Clantons after the Earps. I'd take care to look this particular horse in the mouth real close if I was you.
Fair enough. We'll be careful.
Good. Now to lighten the mood. While y'all were chasing your tails, I managed to find a way into the Parallax network. Once I'm in, I should be able to dig out Hayden's personal info file easily enough, including anything related to him on all security clearance levels. If Parallax has anything on Hayden's situation, it'll be in there.
Fantastic, Tomcat. I knew Hayden's faith in you was not misplaced. How long do you think it will take you?
Tomcat's southern accent sounds just about as real as a mustache and glasses disguise.
Well, that's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
Parallax actually has considerably better net security than the last time I tracked in. I'm gonna need physical access. I've got a good idea where a node for us to slice into is, but it ain't exactly in a nice part of town. In fact, police have basically wrote it off as a lost cause. Not enough profit in it.
I'm hoping that's a plot point and I didn't just, like, insult the voice acting.
I know Jess has some contacts.
Gonna be honest, if it's a plot point, it wasn't a major one.
She's that girl that chewed you a new rear when y'all first came here. Yeah, it's a tough sale, but she might be able to help y'all get in and out of that part of the city without ending up in a parts bin at an organ shop.
Why does Jess have contacts in that part of town?
You might not be able to tell, considering her viper's tongue and penchant for hitting the clubs harder than she's got any right to, but Jess is actually an attorney.
Oh shit, that's right! I completely forgot about that.
She specializes in defending people in violation of the Human Protection Act and does almost all of her work pro bono. That's earned her a whole gaggle of pals amongst the hybrid community around here, as you might imagine. Ain't no one gonna cross her in that part of town. Black market hybridization ain't exactly HPA compliant, if you catch my drift. And none of them ever know when they might need her to defend them in court.
Well, I guess I'll go grovel until she agrees to help.
That's the spirit.
Not gonna, no rebuttal for that.
Slice into Parallax's network, but y'all keep me updated. Maybe y'all get lucky and find that data cache too. But I ain't gonna count on it. Jess is still hanging around here at Stardust, but I saw her head over to the VIP room. It's hybrid night, and she's a popular gal. Just please remember to play nice, or her friends will thump you something fierce. I'll send Jess a message letting her know that y'all are looking for some assistance, and we'll see what happens.
We'll be in touch.
Sure thing, huh? I've got to head on out of here and get started on setting up the run. Just head turn, let me know when y'all are ready.
Oh, I see Jess over there behind some ropes. Let's go over and say hi to her.
Yeah, about that Turing, that's...
Oh, hell no. Look, I'm really trying to have a good time today, and the Human Revolution crud muffins have made that very hard for me. And your interrogation this morning took a bad day to worse. I asked around about you, Journo, and I don't have anything to say to you. The last thing I need is you prodding at me without telling me you're press. Besides, the VIP section is only for hybrids and friends on hybrid night, and no way am I vouching for you. Hey, bouncer! We got a capital A asshole over here!
You heard her. Let's go.
How rude! She didn't even give us a chance to explain ourselves. We have to get back in there and try to be reasonable. Surely she will see the importance of our task once we've explained everything. But that bouncer probably won't let us back in. Perhaps we should try befriending someone nearby and convince them to vouch for us? It's a statistical long shot, but the worst case scenario shouldn't leave an excessive amount of physical damage.
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to... run a save right here. Just in case I fuck up and actually do. So what I need to do is I need to get one of these 3 people to vouch for me. You're attacking random hybrids now? There isn't much to listen to, just a lot of ads. Drink menu is constantly being read out. Get something sour.
Give me a few minutes, okay? Sorry, but I'm pretty wrapped up in something important. Don't have time to talk. Hi. Give me a few minutes, okay? Sorry, but I'm...
Okay, that loops. Get something a bit fruity.
Hey, good to see you back. What can I do for you? What are you having?
Let's see. Sour. Is the whiskey Rita sour?
Let me look up how to make that.
Dictionary, the Open Alcoholopedia says...
Oh, I got this, sweetie.
Wait,
Sometimes I think I'm just holding up the bar rather than running it.
No, I just memorized all the drinks. You're better with the customers. This one is...
1 part bourbon, 1 part lime juice, 1 part a mix of water and raw agave. Then shake with ice and strain into a tumbler. Sour and tangy drink with a little whiskey kick.
Rawr. Thank you, hon.
Yeah, we'll grab that.
Here you go.
Well, look who has good taste.
Agave. Okay, I couldn't remember if the E was silent or if it was pronounced. I always assume that what I think first is wrong.
I'm Sylvan. What's a wet drink like yourself doing here?
a wet drink like myself. Just hanging out.
And no one just hangs out at Stardust. Well, thanks for the drink. The club is a little dead tonight, so it's nice to see a new face. You know anyone here?
No, but I'm hoping to get to know someone.
Oh, are you? How very forward. Anyone in particular, or just waiting for something to catch your interest?
I can't legitimately be that forward. It's probably what I need to do. I probably need to come on really strongly. Creep him out. But I can't do that right now. Not really.
That's too bad. Well, thanks for the drink, but I think I'm gonna play the room a little more. Maybe we'll run into each other again.
One down, one down. Okay, you wanted something fruity.
Hey, good to see you back. Yeah? It's a little slow tonight. Things pick up and I get pulled away. You should chat with my boyfriend, Gus.
Why haven't I seen Gus before?
He's been running around all over Neo SF looking for new acts since he handles our talent. I think he missed being behind the counter. He does get a bit overwhelmed by the hustle and bustle, but he could run this bar with one hand tied behind his back if he wanted.
Well, I'll leave you to it.
Sure thing. Don't be a stranger. Hey, good to see you back.
Alright. Drink
What are you
time.
having?
Something fruity. Fruity. Probably tastes like orange.
Let me look up how to make that.
Dictionary, the open.
Oh, I got that. This one is...
2 parts champagne, 1 part orange flavored vodka. You know, orange soda, orange everything. Ever thought about what orange tastes like? It's this. This drink is what orange tastes like. That's all you can say to describe it. Tastes like orange.
Thank
For
you,
turning
hon.
so sad.
Here you go.
How did you know what I was planning on ordering? Well, at least keep me company while I drink it. I'm Caitlin.
I'm Charles. Seemed like you were alone for a while.
I'm usually a lot more sociable. Things have just been rough today.
I'm not supposed to be sympathetic here. I double checked. I'm supposed to not choose the sympathetic dialogue options here. But I don't know if that means I can just be passive or if I have to be like a dick. Care to tell me about it?
My brother's going through gene therapy. He still has to go in at least twice a week for health and maintenance. There are human revolution protesters outside the clinic, making it even harder for him. They're always outside, harassing anyone coming in. It's exhausting.
I would say I'm sorry to hear it's like that, but I know Hopefully they get bored and move on soon.
Yeah, maybe. But then what? They'll be standing outside some other clinic bothering someone else. I don't know what somebody like me could do. I just wish they'd be a little more thoughtful. It doesn't cost anything to be nice. And besides, Genus doesn't make the laws. They should be at the Capitol like anyone who is serious about making a change.
I suppose so.
Yeah. Well, I think I've had enough noise and socializing for tonight.
Okay.
Thanks for the drink and
We're
the
good.
conversation, but I think I'm gonna head out. Have a good night.
Hello, gay man. Hello, gayer man. How goes it?
Hi.
The trace amount of liquid left in their glass suggests the person was drinking.
Waiting for grilled cheese and soup? Hell yeah.
Hey, good to see you back. What are you having?
Damn, where the hell is it? Buzzer. There we go.
Hey, hon, what's in that one?
This one is...
Wiener juice? Yeah. There's some funny drinks in here. Buzzer is coffee or Hassy Hot and Irish cream. Combination of caffeine and alcohol that mostly appeals to poor college-age kids.
Thank you, hon.
Sounds
Here you go.
good.
Hey, how'd you know my favorite? Haven't I seen you at my tattoo parlor before? I'm Boris. Have a seat. Well, as long as you don't mind me being distracted by this jerk.
Must be a big deal since you're trying to deal with it here.
You don't know the half of it. My boss has just managed to lock themselves out of our company's servers. I'm not sure exactly what they did, and I don't have my company ROM on me, so I'm trying to walk them through what to do over the phone. It's not going well.
I bet. What do you think the problem is?
It could be any number of things. I already confirmed it wasn't just a password issue. They probably deleted themselves off of the user table or something.
Oh. Yeah.
They're giving non-IT people that kind of access. The higher-ups in the company insisted on it. So incompetent.
How can you fix it?
I'll probably just have to go down there and do it myself. I'm not gonna be able to do this over the phone. I guess I gotta head out and take care of this. It was nice talking to you. Thanks for letting me vent. I hope it wasn't too much. Maybe I'll see you around.
Good luck, blog. You got this.
It's getting late. I don't know how much longer we still have to get inside that VIP room. Oh, do we still have a chance?
Looks like you struck out too. It's a slow night. Let's head to the back and try to find something to console ourselves with. It's more fun in the VIP area.
Excellent.
Didn't I say to beat it?
We're guests of Sylvan. They said we could join them.
All right. But it's on them if you can't stay out of trouble.
Hey! You have an incoming call, priority marked
marked as urgent.
I do?
That's a shame.
Oh, he
I'll
does.
be here if you change your mind.
Excellent.
Oh, or maybe
Sorry
I
for
do.
making up the call. I'm still getting used to the whole subterfuge thing you humans do.
Yeah.
However, we can take another run at having a conversation with Jess. We have a dragon to slay. Onward.
Hi.
You know, as soon as I first saw you, I hoped you'd be dropped like a bad packet off the mesh net and I'd never have to see you ever again. So of course, I just got off the phone with Tomcat, practically begging me to help you out. You aren't
Yeah?
so good at the long-term play thing, are you?
Probably not. I think I made a bad first impression.
You mean you
I
don't
apologize.
stick your feet in your mouth every time you talk to a hybrid? Surprising. Let's
No,
just get one
usually
thing
just the
straight.
one.
I'm only willing to talk to you because I owe Tomcat. I don't owe you shit. So if you want my help, you gotta do something for me.
Okay.
If you got a problem with that, tough. My neighborhood, my help, my rules.
I'd be happy to help. What you
What I
got?
don't need is you kissing my fuzzy ass. Only people I like get to do that. I'm not buying it anyway.
Okay.
I need you to break up those human revolution protests. The ones at the Genus Clinic on Market Street.
Damn, that simple, huh?
I'd like this handled with some stealth. Not that I expect you to know what discreet means. Either way, just get it done. I got clients in the middle of treatment cycles, and this media circus is making their lives difficult. That means it's making my life difficult. Let the bastards go march somewhere else, like Washington. Not here.
These both suck. One is a shitty fucking cat pun that's gonna get me, like, stabbed. Which, yeah, I justified. Two is she doesn't like me. She's not gonna vent to me, bro. My sympathy is going to go nowhere. She's gonna be mad at me for sympathizing with her. Fucking go. Break up the...
I'm just great. I'm peachy. My clients get harassed and beaten on the daily. I don't have the time or money to help them all, and I have jackasses like you bothering me on my one day off. So, you gonna braid my fur, and we can talk about all our problems and boys we like?
Again, these both suck. You're not telling me something. No shit, she doesn't want to talk. I'm sorry, Jess, I just want to help. If you want to help, fucking leave already. What do I do? I don't remember being this fucking shit at talking to Jess initially. I guess the fucking apology.
You want to help? Don't treat hybrids like animals for living out their lives. Shit, all of this isn't even a choice for some of us. You want to know what my deal is? You really want me to get sappy? Skin cancer. Stage 3. My prognosis was so advanced that the doc said my bones were already lost. So I had to do something drastic. Completely restart my biology from scratch.
Social anxiety simulation maximum setting? Tell me about it.
You ever seen someone with a severe gene splice? From something freaky, like an insect? That's where hybrid tech began, you know. Where my therapy started. You can't imagine what it's like to have children cry from just looking at you. When people just see you and sprint the other direction. I had police following me everywhere I went. I lost my apartment. I lost my dignity. Eventually, I was lucky enough to qualify for the cute kitty cat cure to override the expression of the chitin. It changed my life. I have my job and purpose because of it. The fur doesn't scare the rest of the world too much to let me exist. Better an otaku's fluffy wet dream than the monster from a horror VR drama from Japan. My mom still can't look at me straight. Not to get even mushier, but as a kid, she would sing me a song as she counted all the freckles on my face. She hasn't let that go. You know how your folks look at you when they figure out you finally had sex or did crash? It's like that. All the time.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Oh, now you're sorry. You haven't even heard the worst part yet. The amount of gene therapy I underwent exceeded the limit that the Human Protection Act allows for procreation. So yeah, the government freaking spayed me, if it all wasn't hilariously dark enough. First I'm too ugly to look at, now I'm too screwed up to breathe. Saving my own life forfeited my right to be a person. The Human Protection Act. Ha! Apparently protecting humans doesn't include me. Only genotypicals could live in this city and truly think they're the ones who need some protection the most. In any case, I had some clean eggs frozen and we'll whip them out whenever I'm ready. Except keeping that shit on ice costs. And my insurance decided to just not pay up due to the elective nature of my feline gene therapy. So I took those bastards to court and won. And I've been doing the same thing for everybody else ever since. So there you go. I got cancer, super science fixed me up and left me a freak, and then the government sterilized me so I wouldn't go out and make more little monsters. And everyone else gets to be the winner by default. Happy now? How's your savior complex doing? This is getting you off?
Why do I still have the option to make cat jokes?
Don't tell me you would have treated me better if you had. It's never true. I need honesty more than sympathy, you know? Break up those protests, and then we'll talk.
Hey man, how have you been? What's this game about? This is 2064 Read-Only Memories. The plot of this game, or I guess the blurb rather.
Alright, it sounds like we know what we need to do next.
This little man's name is Turing. He broke into your apartment and said, "Hey, my creator went missing. I'm pretty sure he was kidnapped. I need your help." He's also the only actual, like, sapient, sentient, whatever, which, I don't remember the difference between the two. One of them. He's that. He's the only one who's like that. Everything else is like the AI we know and love today. This one's the real deal.
Let's go to Market Street and break up those protests for Jess.
As you can tell, sci-fi setting, you got some, like hybridization is a common thing, whether for aesthetic choice or for health reasons, as we were so described.
Well, there are the protesters. I have to admit that I still find the vandalism of Hayden's apartment puzzling. The protests themselves have been entirely peaceful so far, and the human revolution, regardless of the flimsy philosophical ground they stand on, are not a group known for projecting their ideology through unlawful means. The more
I research them, the more I have to admit to the statistical conclusion that we're either dealing with a deceptive covert operations scenario, or less likely, a radical splinter group. Still, I doubt it will hurt to ask around. Brian Mulberry is there in the center.
So it's iRobot? Essentially, I suppose. It's been a long time since I've seen iRobot, for what it's worth.
Fairlight said he was the one to talk to, and my mesh searches confirm that he is the leader of the local chapter of the Human Revolution organization. He's a bit player on the national scene, but he seems charismatic and camera conscious from the video clips I've reviewed. Perhaps we could use that to our advantage?
You shouldn't point that at him, even if you disagree with his politics. Okay.
Hello there! Would you like to hear about the dangers of our country's unchecked use of genetic modification?
I say accuse him of something anyway if the dialogue option emerges.
I have pamphlets. Here, take one.
Yannick Fairlight said to introduce myself. I have one of his cards here.
Oh, yes, Yannick called and said something about an investigation into an apartment break-in. He didn't elaborate, and I'm not sure how I might be able to assist with this. But if Yannick is involved, I'll do whatever I can. How can I help?
We found Human Revolution graffiti spray painted all over the apartment, and some things were stolen. I was hoping you might be able to point us in the direction of whoever did it.
Ah, well, the Human Revolution certainly does not condone such actions at all. We're a peaceful organization, and threatening people is not going to earn us hearts and minds.
He didn't know whether he wanted to be Elvis or Elton John. He's just a wannabe Johnny Bravo LARPing as Che Guevara? Guevara?
But off the record, some of our younger members can be a bit overzealous, as any hot-headed teenager tends to be. I'll look into this matter personally, and if I discover that any of our younger members were involved, they'll be turned in to the proper authorities. I'll also let Yannick know anything I find out. Is there something else I can help you with?
Gonna ask you some questions about the Human Revolution.
What questions can I answer for you?
Why protest here, bro?
Genetic modification is one of the most dangerous sciences we've ever fooled around with. It's playing God on the highest order and threatens to unseat what humanity is altogether.
That was my... Yeah, I got the... Not message, maybe message, vibe. The goal. I didn't understand the last reference. But the mocking was conveyed well, don't worry.
Pieces of ourselves bit by bit for mechanical strength and resilience, but at least a brain-controlled android is still a human brain, even if in a metal box. There is a reason Congress enacted laws prohibiting highly modified hybrids from breeding. Now, I do not fault the individuals who come here for treatment, many of whom are disabled and deathly ill. If you ask me, genus isn't the kind of therapy they all need. However, we must take a stand against the medical research industry that would have us cast aside our humanity for their miracles.
How do you plan on enacting this change?
At our core, we are a peaceful movement and seek only to convince people to vote according to the truths we reveal to them. The Human Revolution has faith that American democracy will win out in the end. It falls to us to make sure that people are informed about the daunting and confusing technologies they put their senseless faith into every day. On a personal level, we would like to exhort every individual to try and live more simply and reject any gadget or medicine that would make us less than we are.
What are the ultimate goals of the human revolution?
We hope to educate the public about the dangers of rapid technological advancements. We want to warn the country away from thoughtlessly accepting every scientific discovery we make, before it's too late. We used to say that splitting the atom would surely bring about the end of humankind. But now we're changing the very things that make us human, our biology, with nothing to ensure our safety. The revolution we're after is humanity as a whole making the decision to remain as we were created, and return to how we lived before genetic science put us on the wrong course. This world is Icarus, flying too close to the sun. It's only a matter of time before our arrogance becomes our demise. Just because we can, doesn't mean we should. Is there something else I can help you with?
That's all I got.
Of course, if you have any other questions...
Shay's that communist guy whose face you see on lots of commercial t-shirts everywhere. The default revolutionary vibes in media. He was part of the human revolution with Castro, then tried and failed to do some globe-trotting revolution by himself. Huh. Interesting.
You clearly missed doing real journalism. I'm impressed. I think you're starting to get back into the hard-boiled investigative journalist thing.
Thank you, Turing.
Hopefully we'll get lucky enough to turn up a new lead, even if this one didn't pan out like we'd hoped.
You'll know his face, it's everywhere. Here, I'm gonna search it. Yeah, that does look vaguely familiar. T-shirt or poster at the end. Yeah. What do you think about what he said?
I think he was considerably less deluded than my searches on the meshnet had led me to believe.
That's fair.
And don't forget, we're still here to actually break up these protests. Let's see if we can't figure out a solution together. Make sure to look around and think carefully. I'm sure we'll find something.
Oh boy, a weather ROM? A vibrant mix of weather sounds and natural ambience fills your ears.
Let's not. Two's company, three's a cloud.
God damn it, Turing.
This kind of ROM requires an RFID key to access it. It appears to be owned by the nearby Hassie Bar.
You shouldn't attack the poor weather ROM. The weather ROM glances at your ID and spits out some snow, coating the front of it. Swell. Alright, well, into the Hassie Bar we go. Dot game poster!
That is the most adorable little ROM! What kind of model is it? Where did you get it? It's so moe!
Custom model.
Oh wow, you don't see a whole lot of those around.
RoboCop wouldn't take this long to dismantle a protest. Well, yeah, but I'm trying to be a little stealthy here.
Must have taken ages to get that case looking that good, with the home printer too.
Otherwise, I'd just use like a brick.
I'm impressed. Anyway, what can I get you?
A drink and maybe some information?
A drink I can do, and I guess I have some time to talk. The protesters outside the clinic are driving off a lot of my regular customers. Filling up my bathroom too, jerks. So, what do you want to know?
Well, tell me about yourself first.
Oh, I never introduced myself, did I? I'm Ramona. I guess there isn't much to tell. I went to college, got a degree, took out a loan, and bought this place. Now I spend my days trying to find enough time and money to sustain my VR drama addiction. My priorities are justice, cute stuff, and magical girls, in that order.
Hell yeah. A brick is how you upgrade it to the riot tier? True.
What else? I pretty much don't leave the store.
You don't seem pleased about the human revolution.
Look, they've got the right to protest, but I don't have to like it.
Based.
Once they're done with the hybrids, I know they'll be coming for me next. So I'll be voting appropriately. And if I have to unclog one more toilet because I'm an entitled, bigoted jerkface, I will lose my goddamn mind!
Why'd they come after you?
Oh, you can't tell?
Clueless.
I got a cybernetic arm and leg, thanks to an autocap crash when I was a kid. I also got Neuralinks for VR interfacing. If it was up to those dinosaurs, I'd be stuck in a wheelchair right now. Or worse, depending on how far back they want to push our medical technology.
Magical girl mentioned. Hell yeah.
It's already illegal for me to have a rocket-powered fist. What more do they want?
You called Turing Moe?
Sorry. Otaku speak. I just mean he's really cute and lovable. And you kind of want to hug him forever, you know? A lot of otaku come around here. Probably because I own the place. I'm used to being able to shoot my mouth off and not explain all the jargon.
Otaku as in Japanese cartoons?
Yeah, I know it's a bit out of fashion, but I'm a history buff. The past really gives context to stories of the present. You know what I mean? I've been to Tokyo twice already. The old otaku resist the new culture of the saishi in the same way their parents refuse to give up cassette tapes.
What's the saishi?
Oh, sorry. The Saiba Shibito. Cyber Dead. In the early 21st century, Japan had an epidemic of chronic shut-ins, and the rise of direct-link virtual reality only made that worse. Suddenly, people weren't just refusing to leave their rooms, they were refusing to leave their heads. But as the technology
No way,
got better,
Hypnospace
the Saishi
Outlaw?
were the first to figure out how to use their own brains to sculpt cyberspace. Computers are good at thinking in straight lines, but the human brain is capable of so much more. The best virtual landscapes, the most real VR dramas and games, are created by the Saichi. Now, even if an earthquake or a meteor or whatever leveled Japan, they still have Neo Tokyo built on the VR net.
Huge cross-reference, OMG.
But enough babbling. If you're interested, I'm sure you can find more out on the mesh, or use an induction helmet to visit Neo Tokyo yourself. It's a trip, especially for newbies.
Is that your climate control ROM outside?
It does a good job, huh? Yeah, that's mine. Well, technically, it's property of Hassie Holdings. We spent some mints on it, but the rest of the block helps pitch in for maintenance costs since I usually set it to patrol the whole area. You should check it out when we do Christmas in July. It can cover the whole street in snow, as long as it's cloudy enough to keep the sun off. Sort of like today.
Would you mind if I take it for a spin, perchance?
Sorry, but that thing cost me way too many credits to let just anyone poke at it. I would need to see some serious credentials before I let you mess with it. You know, enough to make sure you can afford to replace it if you break it. Otherwise, no touching.
I know
Sorry,
Yannick
but that
Fairlight.
thing cost- I would need to see some serious credentials before. You know. Otherwise. No
Okay, so
touching.
I just gotta use the item probably.
Okay. Enjoy your drink and let me know if you need anything else. Dr. Yannick Fairlight. I've heard of him. Super rich guy? Used to own System 1?
Yes,
Why
sir.
are you giving me his card?
I work for him. He's looking to buy a climate control ROM like yours.
Yes. He's getting on in years, and it would be useful for when he goes out and about. That's why we wanted to see it before.
I need to take a close look at it to make sure it'll suit his purposes.
Yeah, okay. I guess you can take it. Don't bust it, though. I scanned this card, and I swear if you break my ROM, I'll be calling your boss. Here's the RFID key to access it.
Thank you.
Useful for our needs. Shall we go check it out?
Trust me, you won't regret this. Watch this shit.
This ROM has multiple different climate control settings. Maybe we could make things a little more festive. Should I switch it to snow?
Here, no, not just yet. I need to make sure I grab this.
Do you think it would be okay to take?
Yeah, it might come in handy for something. I got a brick. Hi, cat. Cat moment. Make the weather bad so the distance disperse. Yes, sir. That's the plan. I have to make sure I grab the brick first. I don't know if I'll need it, but better safe than sorry.
This ROM has. Maybe we could make things. Should I switch it to snow?
Hell yeah. Christmas time.
It's snowing? Okay, people, I for one didn't bring any winter wear. Let's call it a day for now.
Darn, what unfortunate weather we're having.
Excellent work! While I still have doubts about the moral superiority of using subterfuge to disperse a protest, we at least accomplished our goal peacefully. And to be frank, considering how the human revolution is clearly working against my personal interests, I won't waste many clock cycles puzzling that ethical quandary out.
Maybe you've got a fur coat. Oh. Yeah.
Might I draw your attention to those youths over yonder? Counterculture clothing, obvious bad attitudes, and graffiti paraphernalia. Those could be our suspects who damaged my home in the name of revolution.
Ad starting in 15 seconds-ish. I'll make sure I break for those few minutes. Couldn't hurt to check it out.
Right. we should approach them cautiously as to not start a confrontation with the wrong individuals. They may even point us to the true culprits. Oh no, they've noticed our attentions. Come along, maybe we can catch them.
Oh. Well, before I start that, in case it's an unpausable real time, we're gonna have that break go now. The ads should be there we go. How goes it, Koke? How you enjoying the stream so far? Contemplating this narrative deeply while draw. Yes. So true, bestie. It's been a good while since I've, played through this game. It's fun to experience it all over again. The forced sterilization of Jess was so sad. For real, it does. Does it actually affect the ending if you sometimes insult Robot Boy? Yes, actually. There's a few different endings, and one condition in determining some of them is whether or not one condition in determining some of them is your relationship with Turing. Late here for a second, Koke, I thought you were drawing Yetis! That's silly. I mean, Ren. Dude, Ren as a Yeti, though, would be really silly. I think. Oh, shit.
We'll never catch them on foot.
I accidentally hit the touchpad, I'm so sorry. It's okay, there's only, like 10 seconds left on the ads anyway. Okay, we should be back. I accidentally hit the touchpad. I apologize. As you can see, the touchpad basically functions as a cursor.
Hold on, I'm calling for an auto cab of our own.
Didn't actually see any ad. Oh, really? That's good.
I know it seems a great deal of trouble for such a tenuous lead, but I have a hunch about them. The wicked flee when no man pursueth. The autocab is estimated to take 5 minutes to arrive. We'll never be able to engage in pursuit fast enough to catch up to them. Perhaps we should call Tomcat. Maybe they can do some bit of techno-wizardry and stop that cab.
Good idea. Ring them up.
Excellent. on while I connect us.
The Wicked Flea! Tole Tole reference!
Howdy, folks.
I fucking love that gift, bro.
Actually, that's what we're calling about, Tomcat. We may have located the perpetrators, but they eluded us and are making their escape in an autocab.
Streamers always announce ads and never when they say. It's usually always at some random point halfway through a conversation or cutscene. I'm just telling you what Twitch is telling me. It said ad break right now. 3 minutes. It could have skipped it for you since you, like, just arrived. Ish. Could have, like, ad immunity. Twitch is a liar. I guess.
We attempted to use a cab of our own to tail them, but it hasn't arrived and they're getting away. Can you hack the cab and stop it?
No can do, little guy. Security on those cabs is tight, and the dang thing will shut down its external net connection long before I get in. Unless... Oh, I have an idea. Sit tight for just a second.
Bro got that loud-ass computer, not computer, keyboard.
Alright, that went faster than spit on a skillet. I did a job a few years back and had to break into the city's central traffic network. Do me a favor and don't ask why. The back door I drilled into that long ago is still wide open. I'm logging into the traffic management system now. Wait. Oh, shit. They may not have fixed that back door, but they did install a new counter-intrusion VI. Oh, the damn thing is hot on my tail.
What's a VI?
Virtual intelligence. They're kind of like Turing, except less creative and inventive, and definitely not sapient. But they're nasty enough at hunting down hackers and crackers if you're willing to pay for a good one. I gotta take care of this VI. I'm gonna need the two of you to handle the traffic system. Turing, I'm passing control to you.
Has to. It's a core tenet of hacking a media to type loudly and quickly on a keyboard, then say I'm in. True.
Hold tight. I'm gonna be doing some 2 sets of hands on 1 keyboard kind of hacking. Just push on the map and load it up on Turin's face. Sorry, Turin.
They're on the move.
Here's how it works. Use your display map to keep track of their cab and redirect it back to you. You can trigger traffic nodes at intersections so the cab thinks the streets are blocked off. Do it right, and you should be able to steer them right back to you. You just gotta make sure to stop them where you're at, or else they'll just go running off on foot. I'll put a goal marker on the map for you. You can trigger any node on the map at any time, so plan ahead. I'd say you'll have time for 2 moves every time they hit an intersection. If they go off the map, though, you'll lose them. Block every road that leads out of our grid, and watch the places with 3 exits you can't all cover in one go-around. Just hurry. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to keep this VI from messing on the carpet, and once I kill the connection, this old trick is over.
I'll tap into the cab control node they're currently arriving at. Our top priority is to ensure they cannot leave the area Tomcat's given us access to. I'll mark the southern exit as closed first. We only have time to block off 2 routes before the autocab will make a decision and move. We shouldn't block the route back here. We have to stop them where we can catch them. Once you get them back here, press the big button on top of the map to short-wire the autocab. Be careful, if you stop their ride anywhere else, they'll just run off. What do you think our next move should be?
Okay, so I can't just go around, I guess. Let's see. I will probably want to block north.
Turn, I can't have you talking. It's messing with the signal.
It's up to you now. Don't let those punks escape, and don't trap them anywhere that's not here. We can access any of the control nodes in the area at any time. Plan ahead, and we should be able to get them. Got it?
That one. That one. Got that one. That one. That one. And probably that one. That'll make it go up that way. Block these. Let me make sure I get this ready to go. Alright, very good, very good. I can probably just fuck around here.
We've got them now. Let's go!
Hehehe.
Go stop them, and then we can interrogate the miscreants.
What the hell do you want? Who do you think you're messing with, huh? You ain't got nothing on us, and if you don't get out of my way, I'll mess you up.
Hey, what do you think we should do? We haven't observed them doing anything illegal, and we could potentially make this go over smoothly. Or we could share news of this encounter with Lexi before things get out of hand. These two seem agitated already, and it may be best to make sure they're handled by the appropriate authorities. Those are the options I deduced: questions or cops. It's up to you. How do you want to do this?
I think it's gonna be best if we ask them, because cops are already kinda, you know, I trust Lexi. I don't trust anybody above Lexi. I think as soon as it gets out of her hands, they're gone.
We just have a few questions for you, sirs, if you'd be so kind as to give us a few minutes of your time.
Did you not hear what I...
Maybe we should just answer their questions. I mean, we didn't do anything wrong, right?
Right! We ain't got nothing to hide!
So, what's the spray paint for, y'all?
We're newbie street artists.
These are the tools of our trade!
These are all above board and legal.
Yeah?
We just got done making a piece for a client.
Oh.
That's right. We're artists.
What's in the bag?
Because if you ain't, we ain't got nothing in the bag.
Why'd you run?
Running? Who was I running from? You calling me a coward?
I don't think that's what they were insinuating.
Someone teach that man how to wear glasses. Bro's gotta get better frame.
Right. We just got places to get to, and gotta go fast. You're holding us up.
Enough! Stop assuming you can misdirect us with blustery words and feigned ignorance. I've matched the hues of those paints and the patterns of the bottom of your shoes with 95% accuracy to the scene of Hayden Weber's apartment.
Thank you, Turing.
Tell us what you were doing there and why you stole Hayden's data cache.
Now you're accusing us of stealing? Why, I oughta...
Chad, I think they're onto us. Maybe we just answer their questions so they don't go to the cops?
Better frame. His ear must be painted on the way it's falling.
Damn it, Oliver! I told you I'm Starfucker now!
I only went along with this because you said we would go to a movie afterwards. I don't even care about this human revolution stuff. Just because you're dad...
Don't talk about my dad. Fine. Whatever. We'll answer your friggin' questions.
I like how his name was changed to Starfucker. Why tag Hayden's apartment?
Aw, man, no big reason. I mean, he's a big hotshot researcher at Parallax, right? We heard a rumor his place was empty. Who's gonna pass up a sweet target like that? We don't need any more of this tech shit, like your lippy ROM over there.
Why'd you take the cash?
I told you we didn't steal nothing.
Be quiet, Chad. You don't want to go to juvie. Here, you can have it.
Okay, well, thanks for giving it back.
These aren't great options here. I'd recommend against vandalizing people's homes.
Yeah, whatever. Just get out of my way.
You missed your chance to ask about the kidnapping they didn't know about. True.
We hope you find that Hayden guy. And we're real sorry. We weren't trying to hurt anyone.
Alright, let's go catch that movie.
Great.
Sounds like it assumes we ask about it anyway.
Sure, whatever you want.
That's not right. I'm certain I deactivated snow mode. Incoming call from Tomcat.
Hey, folks. Jess just called and told me she has a clear way to the access node. She'll get you inside, and I'll walk you through connecting me so I can access the Parallax network. That should help our hunt. Did you get the data cache?
I think it assumes you work your way down the dialogue options. Yeah.
Yes, those punks happen to have it.
Oh, great. We don't have time to worry about it right now, though. Go to Stardust and drop it off with Majid for me, okay? He'll hold it to pass on to me once I get there. I managed to trigger an alert within Parallax's network security, and they're gonna be moving their logs from one secure server to another. I need y'all in place of that access node before they do. No time for lollygagging.
No problem, Tomcat. We'll make our way there directly after we return to Stardust. We can worry about the weather ROM's malfunction later. Let's go. Don't bug it. It already...
Do you just hate snow? You can hear booming thunder, howling wind, rain splatters, hail, oceans, you name it. Alright, let's run to Stardust real quick.
Welcome to Stardust.
There's Majid. We should leave this data cache with him first, like Tomcat asked.
Hey,
Howdy,
good
howdy.
to see you back.
Tomcat asked me to drop this off with you.
Oh, right. Tomcat asked me to take that off your hands and pass it on to them later. Thanks for getting it to me. I won't pester you about what it is. I know things are always very hush-hush with Tomcat. I'll make sure they get it later today.
Excellent. Thank you.
Alright. Get on out of here. Or not. These planters are completely self-contained. Bacteria live in the base, they take in oxygen and release CO2 while keeping the soil rich by breaking down decaying materials shed by the plant. A 2062 ZIS CR4 coupe, perfect for letting everyone know you spent a fortune of credits on a car.
Welcome to Stardust.
Alright, what else do I need to do here?
Oh, hey there. Okay, I'm gonna get back to this, but don't feel bad if you need... Sure thing.
Hey, good to see you. Enjoy yourself.
Come back and hang out with me.
Oh, do I need to talk to Jess? Is that what it is?
You again? Alright, I'll let you in. But you better stay out of trouble.
Hi, did you hear the good news
Hey,
yet?
I heard from my friends down the street that the protesters are gone. Must have been you, huh? Alright then. I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt and return the favor.
Thank you,
Tomcat
I
said that if you
appreciate
got
it a
to an old
lot.
abandoned access node, you might be able to find out what happened to Hayden. I called up a buddy who's on night shift for Parallax tonight. He can buzz you in. But if anything happens, you broke in. This puts us at about even. Don't think about drawing any more debits for a while. Good luck. Keep me out of your shit.
Shall do. Here we go.
This is the place Tomcat said we should head to. Unassuming and quiet. I'll be honest, I don't think I would be in this section of the city without Jess giving us the all clear. The crime statistics are quite alarming, so let us get done with our errand here and move on to safer ground.
Don't worry about it.
I can't help it. Stealing a ROM is considered petty theft, and I'd really rather not be taken by some miscreants out to pawn me for a minor amount of credits. Our hypothetical kidnapper wouldn't even be punished worse than a slap on the wrist if it were a first offense. Though I suppose I shouldn't get too worked up about the legal system not accounting for machine sapiens. I am the first. That I know of, anyway.
Clueless. Beautiful turbo generator out here just generating energy. Wonder what's using all this extra power.
You know, right after we found Hayden's apartment in such disarray, I started looking into graffiti and street art more thoroughly. I have never much considered doing any of it myself, but it seems like an interesting avenue to pursue once I move beyond abstract expressionism. The simpler tags, visual shoutings of identity and existence, they exhibit a feeling I can sympathize with, but it's these larger pieces, riots of color and chaos, that really interest me. Petty vandalism is beneath me, but there are other avenues for the practice. For example, did you know that Los Angeles in the mid-2030s legalized the tagging of mural-style street art on any building without requiring permission from the owner or city? It was chaos of the highest degree for a while, but now the place is truly remarkable. Perhaps I will visit once this is all done with.
That graffiti is actually the symbol of gonzo journalism.
Ah, I hadn't even noticed. Do you have much experience with gonzo journalism yourself? Reporting after or during direct participation? If you do end up writing on this experience, whatever you produce would be the very definition of it. You're too close to be objective now, and you're a key subject in this event. It doesn't seem to be your usual style, but you couldn't go another route at this point, and you're in the clear as you didn't instigate the situation. I've never had much interest in the practice, but spending so much time around you has taught me to look at events in a different light, perhaps only because I can verify your personal experiences as fact. Sorry, I'm rambling again, aren't I? And we're on a schedule. I don't even want to think about this. What if we don't find Hayden? What if we do? My memory processors are shot from the stress of the past day. It's already taken a toll on me. But never mind. Let's find that access node. Let's find Hayden.
Hell yeah.
Parallax Walk, AN-19 security.
Hello?
Yes, can I help you? This late at night?
Oops, I didn't mean to.
Parallax Walk.
We're friends with
I was
Jess?
wondering when you'd get there. You're at the access node on Cesar Chavez in Indiana, right?
That's right.
Good. Be quick. Don't touch anything. Got it? This conversation never happened, and you're on your own if you get caught out there. I hope you find what you're looking for.
This is it. Let's go inside, and I'll call Tomcat. This place doesn't look like it's had any maintenance in years. I hope the systems are still functional. Oh, I forgot you can't see in darkness. Maybe that switch over there adjusts the lighting.
Well, I'm glad there's no dead bodies in here.
Oh, Tomcat is pinging us, forwarding video and audio.
Howdy! Y'all at the access node? I'm set to slice in once Turn makes physical access.
Of course, Tomcat. Just walk me through how to connect myself, and I'll give you the necessary system permissions to use me as an interface.
Just patch yourself into the links terminal down there, and I should be able to get started.
Connecting wirelessly to it now. Permissions granted. Please be careful in there.
Don't worry, though. I'm an old hand at this. You won't notice a thing. One sec. Oh, shoot. Y'all have a bit more to do before I can get the info we need. This system's still running on old cassettes, and the recall slot is empty. Can't call up Hayden's info file without it. There should be a cassette on the opposite side of the wall we can overwrite with the recall program. Pretty sure all that one was used for was phone monitoring. You know, from back when phone networks were separate from data networks. I swear, y'all, I just turned 22. Anyways, we need to move that cassette across the room to access the records. Figure out how to do that and hit me back up when you've done it.
Let's
According
see.
to this poster, the data cassettes can only be moved by using the links panel to control the utility arm.
Gotcha. Ah, I see. It's one up there. I thought it was something with the 6 down there.
Nice job. I'm gonna put some more pressure on them to move the data now, and we'll see if we can't slurp it right out of this network trunk. You would have thought that someone would have noticed and decommissioned this access node when the neighborhood went to hell, but this mouse is happy to play while the cat is away.
Why is this place usable for us anyway?
Way back when I was a youngin', when I first hacked into Parallax's network, I mostly did it to make a point, yeah? They were just about to launch the meshnet system, and I wanted to show the whole darned world that their security had more holes in it than Swiss cheese. Of course, I wasn't too shy about poking in a few more holes of my own devising while I was there. After putting in some more tricky software backdoors, I went ahead and deleted this access node off the maintenance schedule.
Ah.
And reassigned the guy who was supposed to keep an eye on it to a different location. They were in the process of buying up a whole gaggle of these nodes in preparation to set up a private network for themselves. All just to use for the meshnet launch. Maybe a little too confident of them. Most of the software holes have been patched out as they've upgraded their network, but this whole place is just as forgotten as I left it.
Why would they move the data?
I've been targeting one of their data centers with a botnet-driven DDoS attack, hitting every port into its network that I can find. Ain't likely to do much, but toss in a few attempts to crack the firewall and their VIs are shitting bricks. It's standard procedure for them to move their sensitive data to a different data center in case the attacker actually gets in. Make enough noise and it'll scare them enough into taking some defensive action, which is where we want them. The files are more vulnerable in transit.
Alright, well, let us know when you're done.
Now y'all just hold tight. I'll be done with this lickety-split. Surveillance camera footage. Oh, God. Oh, Turin. I'm so sorry.
What is it, Tomcat? What did you find?
He's gone, Turin.
Of course he's gone, Tomcat. That's why we're here.
Oh no! I forgot he didn't understand the euphemism.
Shit. I mean, he's gone, Turin. Hayden is dead.
Well, that obviously isn't right,
security cam footage from the hallway outside Hayden's apartment encrypted on their network. Just a short clip. It looks like Hayden started to struggle with a couple of big dudes when they broke through the door and one of them shot him. I also found some chatter about it on some darknet channels. It wasn't a kidnapping. Somebody went there to murder him. I'm so damn sorry.
Thank you for your assistance in this matter, Tomcat. I think I'll walk back to the apartment. I need some time to run some calculations about this new scenario. If you'll excuse me.
Should you follow them?
I'm gonna need a little time myself as well.
If you say so. Yeah, I'm gonna keep digging through this data until they kick me out of the system. I'll try to find some kind of lead on why this whole thing started in the first place. Maybe I can find something out about who killed Hayden and why Parallax has a copy of the footage. It ain't much of a silver lining, but we have the answer on Hayden's fate. Maybe it's time to call it quits. Anyway, I'll talk to you later.
That's chapter 2.
You're back. You know, Hayden was a brilliant programmer, far ahead of his time. I am a machine, and intrinsically, I do not have all the glands and visceral chemical reactions that make humans so emotional and brilliant. But his code is a flawless replication of that, inside my own personality algorithms. I don't think I've ever felt this anger. It fouls my processors and fills my RAM with frustrating, half-finished plans of revenge. My motherboard burns in my casing from how little I can rest. I'm in pain, and I can't make it go away. Ugh. I do not like the thoughts I'm having about the people who did this to him.
Are you able to turn them off?
I could. I can disable those modules. But if I turn off every emotion I don't want to feel, what does that make me? Would I still be me? If I were human, turning off my emotions would be seen as extremely unhealthy. There is a wealth of information on the meshnet about human psychology. I just don't know how much of it applies to myself. Either way, Hayden deserves my grief. It is my way of honoring him. It may be the only way I can. I offer it freely. Did you see the jade plant? Its death is unfortunate, but fitting. Yet another thing to be guilty for. Will you keep helping me? bastards who killed my progenitor. I need to finish this. I don't know what I'll do afterwards, but I need to see this through.
We'll bring him to justice, Turing.
Justice. Yes, good. I knew you'd keep me from losing myself in this. Let's make sure they have the appropriate time to atone for their crimes in prison. Even if it takes the rest of their lives. I think for now we should keep knowledge of Hayden's death between you, Tomcat, and I. It may give us an edge if the people we seek don't know how much we've already discovered. We'll talk after you've had some time to rest. You likely need sleep, and I need some time to... I need some time.
You were so close to making him babies for Skynet.
Good morning. I trust you slept well.
Sure, you?
Now that we are both refreshed, I feel it wouldn't hurt to recap our progress and determine if any changes should be made based on our successes and failures. Let's talk about how things are going so far. Since your journalistic efforts are a big part of why I originally recruited you, we can start there. Your inquiring mind has been a huge boost in our journey thus far.
BRB doing hush design with Dad? Hell yeah. Good luck, Coca.
Wrong. I can't talk to people as intently as you, so I must say I'm quite grateful for your skills in that regard. You're diligent in your day-to-day work as well, which further grounds my hope in you.
He wanted revenge and just needed a push to go renegade. We could have had Robo Batman. It's not off the table yet.
Beyond journalistic persistence, let's take a look at how we've performed in other responsibilities, specifically our choices in overcoming obstacles. Our first major hurdle proved challenging, but we made use of our surroundings and found a creative avenue. Furthermore, I am pleased with your utilization of non-violent methods. Eliminating any excessive risk should allow us to move swiftly. Finally, I was quite impressed by your ability to adapt on the fly, as they say, and perform so well when thrust into a sudden situation.
Hutch design, is Ren getting a custom mansion of rabbit decadence? Yes, he is.
Lastly, I'd like to discuss how we're getting along with our companions and allies along the way. It's important. I was very impressed with your negotiation abilities with those kids. We got our data cache, and they went on their way, and hopefully learned a lesson too.
Bunny Versailles!
Jess is a bit of a harder read, but she did agree to help us out in a big way. As long as her brash nature doesn't tempt you to lash out, I think things will go smoothly. Detective Rivers was good to involve as well, and I can tell you enjoy having a familiar face around. She could prove to be our greatest aid, as long as we make it worth her time. No funny business.
Dad says with laminated bamboo!
Tomcat seems to genuinely
AKA what we
care
have
for our
available in the
cause,
garage.
and
So
I have
true.
no trouble with letting their expertise guide us. Out of everyone else, they seem to be easiest to get along with, too.
I should answer the question of the day. My most memorable experience was when the fucking fire alarm went off at like 5 a.m. There wasn't even a fire, just... I don't even remember what the reason was. I don't think it was some jackass pulled the fire alarm to be funny. I want to say somebody was like cooking something and it just started smoking and set the thing off.
And finally, you and I.
But I had a big day that day, so that didn't help. But it was fine regardless of the less than ideal sleep.
I must say, we have worked together better than I ever expected. I hope you feel the same. I feel confident in our combined ability, and I enjoy your company as well. Please continue showing me around the city as we continue our search. Unfortunately, we've just about run out of leads. Perhaps Tomcat was able to find something of use in Parallax's network while they were inside.
The unfathomable luxuries of whatever's laying about gathering dust in the garage. Real and true.
I hope so, but I feel a little bad for relying on them as much as we do. Always going so far for Hayden. They must have been close. Oh, speaking of them, incoming call from Tomcat. Forwarding video and audio.
Morning.
Cell can live in the hutch, it's only fitting Ren gets the house. True.
How you been doing, huh?
I'm fine, Tomcat. Thank you for your concern.
Well, okay. Just say the word if I can help out in any way. You hear?
Of course. In fact, I was hoping you might have a lead for us to start working at. Otherwise, we're down to canvassing Hayden's address book and seeing if any of his contacts have an idea about who might have had a desire to target him. But that's just fishing in the dark.
Well, I pulled a fair amount of data from the Parallax servers before they managed to kick me out, but it'll take me a while to go through it. A lot of it's unrelated. TPS reports, maintenance logs, juicy meat for other corporations, but about as useful as dirt to us. It'll take me a while to decrypt all of Hayden's files, but maybe we'll find something there. So, no, I don't have as much as a whiff of a trail on who's behind this. Though, I recently got a strange request from a friend of a friend. Someone's been messing with the articles of a news organization named Augmented Eye. It seems like the network security head there's asking around for cybercrackers to help figure out how their reports are getting changed. The original files on their servers are untouched. In their system, everything looks peachy keen. But when you view the site from the outside of the network, things have changed up. A word here, phrase there. It's subtle, but often has a big impact on the article's tone. Someone with deep access to Parallax's meshnet is changing what's being shown. I ain't sure if it's related, but maybe y'all can head down to the main KCOB offices and try talking to the gal that runs Augmented Eye. Her name is Zen. I ain't got the time or the desire to stick my nose that far out for a stranger, but it seems like your kind of deal.
It does seem to be a bit of a stretch. But if we have to wait for you to work on the data we've collected anyway...
I'm down.
Alright, I'll pass the word along that you'll be in sometime today to stick your noses in. And I'll send y'all word as soon as I get anything worth hunting down.
Excellent. Thank you, Tomcat. We are grateful for your continued assistance.
No problem, Karen. Are you sure you're gonna be okay? Maybe you should take a little more time. You've been through some shit in the past few days.
I said I was fine. Thank you for your concern, but I am fine. I have already handled the reality of Hayden's death. It's time to move on with the investigation.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you. I'm just worried. So, I'm here if you need anything.
Understood.
touch.
Alright, later turn.
Okay, we have a lead, however tenuous. I've highlighted the COS-IO Corp office building on your map. Also, while we were talking to Tomcat, I received an email from Dr. Fairlight. Displaying.
Greetings. I hope you'll forgive me for a voice-only message, but I'm undergoing my treatments and would not call myself presentable for a video call. Still, I wanted to inform you of an idea I had while looking into our mutual acquaintance's disappearance. I haven't had any luck with my contacts inside Parallax, but I was reminded of an old friend by the name of Melody Flores, who may know more about the nature of Hayden's research. She's the owner of Flower Cybernetics, and Hayden has been known to work closely with them on projects involving the intersection of Parallax's systems and the implants that Flower designs. Melody and I are no longer on speaking terms, so I'm afraid I can't introduce you. But perhaps the intrigue of Hayden's little robot will get you entry into her home. I hope this lead serves you well. If you need anything else from me, I will be in and out of the hospital room where we met for the next few days. I will send word if I have any other insights or discoveries. Yours, Dr. Yannick Fairlight.
Interesting. I had no knowledge of Hayden ever working with Flower Cybernetics, but now I'm starting to understand just how little I really knew about his research. Maybe this Melody can reveal more about the purposes of my construction. Hayden must have kept my development secret for a reason. Hopefully we can talk our way in. I have highlighted Melody's home on your map. Okay, we can now either follow Tomcat's lead to KC. Up to you where Tomcat's led us in the right direction so far, but Fairlight has resources and his tip might end up being... It depends on what you want our focus to be on in terms of tracking Hayden's trail. Should we follow the media or the tech? It's fitting. They're the two factors that make NeoSF so unique and wonderful. If we explore them both to the fullest, there's no way we won't be closer to the answer.
Bridge live streams always make you hungry, and you never seem to have any of the ingredients they assume you have. It wouldn't be a terrible way to get rid of it. All blank, there's nothing to read or hear. No, don't listen, it's not a good vibe. Nothing to listen to but the hum of the screen. You scan the book with your finger and the audio file begins to play. Good voice acting. Oh, the 49ers are playing this weekend. That'll sure be a fun thing to not be able to afford to go to. The whirring sounds of bleeps and blorps betray what you know after Turing broke in. This door is poor.
Here we are. The COS-IO Corporation office building. It looks like most of the businesses on this block are a part of the same corporate coalition under COS-IO.
Is that important?
Well, perhaps. At the very least, it means it's unlikely they're the ones interfering with Augmented Eye's articles. Not impossible, but unlikely.
How so?
Generally, the companies in a coalition don't have a whole lot of overlap.
Augmented Eye is a news app focused on local tech and culture stories, with an emphasis on hybrids' rights and cybernetics issues. None of the other companies in the coalition cover news, so they aren't related at all, which is very much standard practice for these groups. They have nothing to gain by inviting companies with whom they compete, and thus none of them would benefit by trying to undermine Augmented Eye's credibility as a news source.
Can you tell me more about these coalitions?
In the early 2020s, the California government was pretty much going bankrupt.
Chad, is this real? Heading off, Nightman, take care. Yeah, thanks for popping on, Chadba. I appreciate it. Hope you had a good
Poor
time.
national economy and repeated voter initiatives meant the state didn't have the tax revenue to continue running municipal services. They kept pushing the tax burden down the totem pole until poorer cities were just flat broke.
That doesn't sound like California, I'll be real.
No police, no road work, complete public service collapse. Then, one of the smaller cities sold all of their public infrastructure, police and fire included, to a private corporation. This was eventually challenged in court, but several Silicon Valley corporations started a grassroots initiative to have citizens pass an amendment to the state constitution allowing it. They succeeded, and most of the major cities in the state sold off their public services to private corporations. Some places, like Los Angeles, just sold to the highest bidder. Which is probably why LA is essentially in a constant gang turf war, with one side wearing the uniforms of the studio-owned police forces.
I'm listening.
The cities in the Bay Area were a little more selective, and most of the municipal services are owned by multi-corporation coalitions. They split the bill of running the city between them and keep each other from being too corrupt in their usage of the police force and such, from fear of a PR disaster and being kicked out of the coalition. It means there isn't as much money going around, which is why the NSFPD's equipment is out of date and the meshnet is so successful over normal cable networks. After all, without the promise of a city infrastructure bought and paid for, the corporations all treat running the city like a charity and PR stunt. But at least the police aren't irredeemably corrupt. The fire trucks still show up on time, and the water runs to all parts of the city. That can't be said
Woohoo!
for some
Bare
areas
minimum.
of the state.
Damn. I didn't realize things were that bad elsewhere. Why hasn't the federal government stepped in yet?
I haven't spent enough time learning about the subject, or politics in general, to give you an educated answer. If I go by the posts people make on the meshnet, I'd say a combination of having bigger fish to fry and caving to corporate pressure.
Checks out, checks out.
People seem certain that the larger multinational companies would love to be able to buy their own towns on a national scale, and are pumping money into Congress to try and make that happen. They hold up Neo-SF as an example of their success, while trying to bury the problems in LA as an anomaly. Combine that with unrest abroad, and I guess they don't have a whole lot of motivation to try and stop it. Historical precedent seems to lend credence to this interpretation, if you're willing to believe my hasty readings on the subject.
Fair enough. Thanks for filling me in.
You're welcome. I am happy to assist.
Yay! I got the trophy! Okay, ads are starting pretty soon. Like within seconds. You know, provided Twitch isn't lying.
Volvitis riparia, one of the more popular display ferns in recent times. Expensive, given the cost of caring for it. The species is native to threatened tropical forests, but it became a popular import after being endorsed by a former child star turned conservationist.
Neat. The fern almost overflows from its wall-mounted holder, making it look like a featureless plastic head with green anime hair. Alright, I'm going to run to the restroom. I will be right back. And by right back, I mean, it'll be a few minutes, because ads are starting up pretty soon. Ah, yep, there it is. Alright, I'll be back. Okie dokie. We are back. Hello, Koke. How goes it? Had an ad break. You don't need to pick open an unlocked automatic door.
The MeshNet says Augmented Eye's SF office is run by an individual named Zin, and Tomcat confirmed she's expecting us. All we have to do now is head up and talk to her. No shenanigans this time.
Here's hoping. The professional care these plants receive puts your well-intentioned yet misguided overwatering to shame. The fake plant will never love you more than Zin. Their leaves glimmer in the sun. They seem almost too perfect, too pristine. Wait, they're fake. You reach out and scoot the plant an inch or two to the left. There, perfectly symmetrical now. What harmony.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Augmented Eye. You must be the journalist my network admin said would be showing up. Have a seat. Would you like a drink?
I'd gladly take a water
My assistant
if
will
you're
bring it
offering.
that way. Look, I'll start off by saying I'm a little uncomfortable about bringing in another journalist to look into this. Whatever you dig up, I'll have to explain to the rest of the press. But it's still better than the other options. Chances are I have another corporation scoping out my territory. If they aren't in the coalition, they'll be expecting a corporate spy, not a news hound. If they are in the coalition, it won't look good for me to send in my own reporters against my allies. Even if I do end up being right. So if I'm damned either way, I'd rather it be by the media. At least then we can fight back on a familiar battlefield. Now, what do you know about our problem here?
I've heard somebody's tampering with your articles somehow.
That's the long and short of it. My network admin is pulling their hair out over it. I'm not going to pretend I understand everything they say, but from what I understand, the changes to our articles aren't being made from inside our network. The versions on our servers are still the originals, but at some point after they hit the mesh, they get changed. I'm hoping that you can do some digging, maybe hit up your contacts and get a lead on who might be doing it. Even if I have to get answers from the nightly news, it would be a big help.
So what kind of changes are being made?
Mostly little things. Word choice, tone of the writing, things that make the writer appear more or less extreme on a topic. So far, almost all of the edits seem to be making our articles more positive on new technologies coming out, and more critical of organizations like the Human Revolution. That's actually what tipped us off. A harsh criticism one of my writers made about the Human Revolution protests was changed to be downright vitriolic, and I had a hell of a time putting out the fires. My writers and readers aren't exactly fans of them, but I'd rather not pick fights with the Human Revolution if I don't have to.
What makes you so sure this isn't some sort of inside job?
I guess I'm not, but my network admin assures me it's all coming from somewhere else. They told me that they tore out all of the routers that broadcast to the mesh and replaced them with fresh ones. All kinds of tricks involving IP addresses and DNS changes that I'm not going to even begin to claim to understand.
About that.
I pay them big bucks, so I'm inclined to believe them unless you dig up something that tells me otherwise.
Any clues where I should start looking?
Not really. My admin says that only someone with intimate access to Parallax's network protocols could make these kind of changes as something passes across the net. Personally, I think it's a clever hacker rather than someone inside Parallax itself. The public trust rating of Parallax makes them look like a saint among wolves, so their control over the mesh network provisions is strangling. It's trivially easy to set up ROMs to use a different OS than LIPS or a different meshnet protocol without that trust. Or, you know, Parallax is abusing its power to spread pro-tech propaganda. Doubtful they need to. I'm sure you'll be a good journo and bring me back the right answer.
Well, that's a start.
I know tin hat conspiracies aren't an ideal start, but it's the best we can do with the info we have. Anything else I can tell you, off the record? If you want it on the record, it'll cost you your firstborn and a really good cigar.
Most memorable hotel experiences when we got woken up at 5:30 by the fire alarm? Hell yeah. But a close second is when one of my childhood friends got a hotel for her birthday. We all swam in the pool. The pool had a corridor that went outside, so we'd get warm in the hot tub and then pour snow on our bodies. That sounds sick as hell, I'll be so real. Do you know any reason why you might be being targeted?
Like what? There isn't much more I can tell you about Augmented Eye, really. It's a fairly simple and straightforward operation, if I say so myself.
It was like a fever dream, it was great. Hell yeah. I've definitely been to a few hotel birthday parties in my time. Good times, usually.
We started off in Venezuela as a sleek current events and news organization in 2055. Almost 10 years ago now. We focus on more in-depth reporting of on-the-street happenings, on top of major news. We are one of the few good ones left. Once folks in other cities saw the type of reporting we do, they all clamored for it.
Wait, for real? So it's more common than I thought? It could just be coincidence that we both had something like that. Could just be coincidence. We're all like 10 or 12. Hell yeah. That's about the time frame that I've had as well.
Is happy to have us here in the OSF. It wasn't until hybrid tech started hitting the public sphere that we had to make any changes to our model. All of that said, I can't see why anyone would target us. Unless they're just trying to embroil us in a mudslinging match with the human revolution, and there are much more direct ways of making that happen.
Do you know if anyone else's article's being manipulated?
Alright, look. I wasn't going to tell you this. If it gets out, I'd have to answer some really hard questions. So, you didn't hear this from me. You might want to go check out TMI Entertainment and Charlie Nova.
Oh, alright.
That's all I'll say. And remember, you take a bite out of him with my name as your defense, I drop you fast.
Heard. What's the real reason you're bringing in outside help? Your own journalist should be able to handle digging up some dirt on a hacker.
What? Not wanting to answer prying questions from my coalition board isn't a good enough reason? Because I'd really like to avoid that. And look, you've covered culture wars, right? My journalists are good, but they're mostly good at gadget reviews, implant releases, not taking too many stims so they remember what they did at raves for the after-party reports. This needs an investigative journalist with serious contacts, not tech personalities. The fact that my network admin recommended you to me means you probably know the right people.
Fair enough.
Does that cover it? I'd like to remove my nose from your ass.
Yeah, no, you're good. Don't worry about it. I will return if I have questions.
Bother. In hindsight, I probably should have been a bit more circumspect about speaking to you. Plausible deniability and all that. I won't ask you to lie in anything you write, but do remember you got in contact with me not even second-hand, but third-hand. I certainly didn't sick you on anyone. Wink wink, nudge nudge, or whatever.
Nah, we're chill. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Have your person get with my person. Don't come here directly.
Alright,
now,
fair enough.
I'd show you the door, but you know the way. And this isn't the only fire I'm trying to put out.
I was always low-key envious, but now that I'm older, I want a hotel to me and like one other person, where I can get endless free breakfast and soak up the over-chlorinated hot tub. Hell yeah.
Good luck, and goodbye.
Well, that was more confrontational
We should do
than
that
I'd
sometime.
expected, considering
That could be
she
fun.
was the one needing help. She never brought you that water
Hopefully the
either.
fire alarm doesn't go off this time.
Is it always like this?
Yeah, people don't usually give away much. Infos.
Very true. I will admit that I am interested in the possibility of a link back to Parallax.
Did you already answer? Yeah, I did. I answered the fire alarm bit.
If all of this really is due to somebody manipulating the mesh net on the inside, it may give us the leverage we need to find out what happened to Hayden once and for all.
I always go on other people's dime. 4 stars are expensive as fuck. True.
That said, I will take care not to get my hopes up. We should make no assumptions when investigating, lest we lead ourselves down a false path. Anyway, seems like our next step is... What the... What the...
Oh. I don't remember that happening quite so early. What the hell happened?
She was defenestrated. Emergency services are already on the way, and we are severely ill-equipped to help her. We should head back to her office and see if we can determine what happened here.
Koke, were you here for the end of chapter 2?
Perhaps we can still dispense justice. This is how we dispense justice, right? We can't leave now. We won't have a chance to invest.
Not sure, actually.
It looks like the desk has been cleared off. Let's take a look around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence. The police will be here soon.
The audio receptors are one of its more visibly damaged parts. The flawless foliage hath fallen.
Her personal computer is not password protected at the moment. Give me a moment to look through her files. Best to keep your fingerprints off of the keyboard.
But yeah, if you weren't here for the access node bit, I will refer you to the timestamp after this VOD.
Most of this isn't very interesting. Committee reports, financials, article submissions. Oh, here we go. According to this email between Zin and her network admin, her lead on TMI Entertainment is a little more solid than she led us to believe. The admin ran a web crawler looking for changes in writing styles. Some blog posts by their head anchor Charlie Nova stood out like a sore thumb. Apparently he's a bit pompous, if in an affable way, and his blog usually just details his day-to-day life.
Gotcha,
But
thanks.
ever since
Hell
the
yeah.
revolution has been in town, he's been smearing them with more venom than you'd expect, considering how neutral his on-air reporting has been. Zin seemed to think he was just complaining about the protesters fouling up traffic, and whoever is manipulating these posts spun it to make him look critical of the movement as a whole. Just like the augmented eye journalist. This Charlie fellow is the one we need to talk to. We can't leave without... Let's continue looking.
Was that not our lead? Oh, I guess I can look at the broken window.
Sensors only detect a single set of lingering footprints, and they end almost 3 feet away from the window. Considering the density of this glass, I can't imagine Zin jumped from that far and managed to throw herself through the pane without help. But who could have done it? I don't see any obvious marks on the floor or any other thermal hotspots.
You saying no one else was in here?
It doesn't look like it. We should go. There isn't anything else here, and the police are almost on the scene.
Son of a...
Oh, hi, Lexi. I promise I didn't do anything.
You just won't stay out of trouble no matter what I say, will you?
Look, I promise we didn't do anything.
Detective Rivers, we are merely in the wrong place at the wrong time. We had an appointment with Zin to discuss a possible lead and found her office in this state of disrepair.
Of course you did. Damn it. Fine, fine. Get the hell out of here before anyone else shows up.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll chat about the case more when I'm not busy scraping bodies off the pavement. You hear me?
Certainly, Detective Rivers. I'll forward you a report of what we know immediately, and we can speak further at a later time.
Yeah, whatever. Get moving.
I didn't think she would buy it. She definitely wouldn't have from me.
It doesn't matter anyway. Detective Rivers has every bit of information that Zin gave us on that computer. Her investigation will not be hampered by our absence, whereas ours is halted if we're stuck giving answers she can just as well get from a hard drive. Has it occurred to you that whoever threw Zin out of that window could be after the same thing we are, except to silence the story rather than to get it out? We have little time for fooling about and must get to Charlie Nova before something happens to him too. I have highlighted the main Neo SF offices for TMI Entertainment on your map. Let's go.
Let's go visit Charlie Nova.
I hope some pity for me still remains, considering my recent tone, because I'm honestly not sure where we should start. I suppose we should just ask the receptionist to point us to somebody who can answer our questions.
Nice keyboard moment.
Honestly, you do have your own mesh access, yes? I'm quite certain you can handle all the casual searches. We hardly have time for me to blather out every bit of exposition you desire when you could just go look it up on your own.
I'm sorry, damn.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just a bit on edge. Things are barreling out of our control, and I'm taking it out on you.
Nah, it's cool. That's...
Pull up the information you requested. TMI Entertainment is a relatively popular celebrity and gossip news conglomerate. They own OK Today. They did a good job transitioning from the traditional media models of television and news to the net-based model prevalent now, pioneered by their digital newspaper, OK Today's The Scanline. Some might call their programs rags, but opinion on the mesh seems more favorable than not.
Turing is gonna get fucking slaughtered, I already know.
They stick to mostly good-natured prying and lean away from the seedier nastiness that paparazzi can get up to. As such, they have a positive relationship with many celebrities and regularly get exclusive scoops that keep their ratings up, despite their refusal to peddle in the darker side of the celebrity news circuit.
What do you know about Charlie Nova?
TMI Entertainment's most popular TV personality. He's gotten consistently high ratings for almost a decade and isn't afraid to tell you about it. The chatter on the mesh paints him as a bit arrogant, but in that loud, backslapping kind of way that a media star can get away with. He's best known for hosting Star in the Stratosphere. It's one of those talent-seeking reality programs. Apparently, when TMI can't organically discover enough celebrities, they just manufacture them.
Yeah, that checks out.
Oh, and also,
A good
according to
racket.
this blog, Charlie's hair is flawless.
Gotcha. Hi.
Welcome to TMI Entertainment Incorporated. Do you have an appointment?
Let's make him cute. He helps you. You form a bond with him, and then we kill him. Devs probably. We'll see. Yeah, we need to speak to Charlie Nova.
I really can't let you in without an appointment. I can maybe pencil you in for next Wednesday?
We don't have time for this. People's lives are on the line here, and all you care about is an appointment?
Turing, it's okay. She's a minimum wage worker. It's okay.
Look, if it's that important, I can buzz you through to sympathy.
Turing, chill.
But she isn't going to be very happy about being bothered off schedule, so don't get your hopes up. And, try not to make her too mad. I'll be the one dealing with the fallout.
Right, of course. I apologize. We will be as tactful as possible.
Okay, she's over on the other side of the room. Head straight there, because she doesn't like it when people bother the talent.
Oh, that's him. I'm gonna listen to the receptionist though.
Thought I told me to cancel all my appointments for the day. I swear that girl couldn't find her ears if I taped them over her eyes.
Hello again. Howdy, Kenji. How goes it?
At least she makes a decent cup of coffee.
Are you Sympathy? Nina said we should speak to you.
Yes, I am. And if you don't mind, I keep the show running here, so I'll be brief. What are you doing in my building?
We've been given a lead on a story that involves one of your personalities, Charlie Nova. Someone has been manipulating his articles on the meshnet and turning them into scathing attacks against the human revolution.
Besides being my birthday today, doing well. Happy birthday, man! I mean, you said besides it being your birthday. Does that mean the birthday is going bad?
We're trying to track the culprit, and we need to talk to Mr. Nova to hunt down further leads.
You let your ROM do all the talking for you?
It was a bit earlier here. True.
Modules all the fresh meat rave about. Of course I know someone's been modifying Charlie's articles. I'm tracking them down myself. What I want to know is why I should help you snatch the scoop out from underneath me. Super hacker twists meshnet news for personal political vendetta? The clicks basically farm themselves.
We're willing to trade some info? Just
Not
stopping by. Interesting music.
decent
Oh yeah, this game has a pretty nice
If that
soundtrack.
doesn't pan out, I have our primary server cluster chewing through mesh posts looking for inconsistencies. I'll figure this one out on my own. without some newbie mucking things up.
I'm willing to break the story under TMI's banner.
Ha! I'm not hiring, kid. I admire your spirit, but I've got people putting in lots of hours on this one. You're not getting the credit because you think you have a hot lead.
Thought it was from the game. Indeed, indeed.
Plus, if you really did, you wouldn't be here begging for my scraps.
Okay, well, I have to break the news, Sympathy. Zin just fucking died.
Zin? Augmented eyes, Zin? What does Zin have to do with this?
She's the one who gave us the lead to begin with. Then, someone threw her out of her office window. We figured Mr. Nova might be next, and we wanted to get to him first.
Holy shit. Fine, I'll let you talk to Charlie. If someone is trying to kill people over this, I'd rather it be out and done with as fast as possible. I mean, shit, we're an entertainment scene. Nobody should die for that. But hey, watch yourself with Charlie. He's a pompous clown, but he's my pompous clown. Keep it civil, or I'll throw your ass out and figure this out on my own. Now get on it. I need to make some calls.
You got it, blog. The gimmick of this game, everyone hates you.
I just love your ROM. Not quite as stunning as mine, but still pretty grand. Very sleek, very clean. Bravo. Oh, Sympathy is doing that thing where she waves at me to hurry things up. Right down to brass tacks then, I suppose. Wait! I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Charlie Nova, host of Tonight in the Stars and Star in the Stratosphere. But you already knew that, I'm sure. What can I do for you,
Could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Oh, you flatter me. Yes, you do. I can't imagine you've come all this way just to get my story, have you? After all, I've already published my very own splendid 100% original autobiography, Like a Nova. But I suppose I can give you a quick rundown, even if Sympathy is giving me the stink eye. I grew up here on the mean streets of Neo SF, but my jocular nature and striking countenance got me scouted for a few small product advertisements. And the rest is not so ancient history.
Jocular.
Now I'm the host of the largest celebrity news show on the mesh, and I couldn't be happier. It's all thanks to my swarms of fans, though. They're the ones who count.
What can you tell me about TMI?
Yes, any additional information on your station would be greatly appreciated.
Well, it's the best damn network on the planet, I can tell you that. We put out top-notch news and entertainment, but with real heart that our competitors just can't match. But if you really want to know about TMI, you need to know about Sympathy. It's her pride and joy, after all. Sure, she can be a little acerbic, and sure, she calls me a poofy-haired oaf all the time, but you can really tell she cares, you know? Deep down. I'm not sure if that throat-cutting gesture she's making is a signal to move to another topic or a threat against my physical well-being. So, let's move on. What next?
You've heard that your stories are getting altered once they get posted to the mesh, right?
Oh, it may have come up in the last lunch meeting we had, but Sympathy assured me that it was some kind of technical glitch, and our support people were on top of it. They're top-notch, the absolute best money can buy. So I don't think there's anything more to say on the subject.
Oh my god, okay. This threw me the last time as well. I distinctly remember this. Look, Charles. I thought, oh, I don't know why they have my name as that. They must have bugged the dialogue. And then I remember I'm talking to Charlie Nova. Other people's posts are getting altered too.
That's very upsetting. I hope you've passed along that information to Sympathy. I'm certain our tech people will be able to find the culprit in short order once they know enough about it. I really don't know what I have to do with it, though.
It was your post they were manipulating.
And that is supposed to mean what? I'm not sure if you're trying to imply that I had something to do with this, or that I'm being targeted for some specific reason, but if you have an accusation to level, then make it known. My time is far too important to be wasted on beating around the bush.
All right, that's enough. Charlie has a show to get ready for. He's told you everything he's going to.
I can
so
see
get the
that.
hell out of here. If you find anything more interesting than what you got, come back and see me again. Directly.
Remember, I'm the victim in all this.
Oh man, she looks really cheesed off now. Do you know how snippy she can get?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe that'll calm her down. We're very sorry if we made your day more difficult. Perhaps I could take the coffee over to Sympathy and we could try to smooth her ruffled feathers. Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You make her even madder? Oh no. On second thought, it'll only take a minute. All right, but she takes it with plenty of milk.
Let's not use the spoiled milk.
Okay, let's just.
I thought I told you to beat it.
I just wanted to bring you your coffee, make sure there were no hard feelings.
Ha! Ah, that's cute. I promise I don't bite. I just have a job to do. Sometimes I think Charlie's hair gel seeps into his brain, but he brings in most of our revenue, so his happiness is our top priority. Now, Scram, you know how to get in touch with me if you need me.
That did not go. We need some kind of leverage to get Mr. Nova to give us the information we want. I'm certain he knows something. Don't you agree?
He was being pretty evasive.
Indeed. While you were talking to him, I took the opportunity to look into his history more thoroughly. It turns out he did a series of promos for a local Hassie bar early in his career, and some fans still spot him there from time to time.
Oh.
It's a long shot, but frankly, everything about this case has been one long shot after another. Maybe we should question the people at this Hassie establishment and look for any dirt we can use to put some pressure on Mr. Nova. There must be something. It's the only path I see.
Sure.
The Hassie bar is located on Market Street, near the Genus Clinic.
We can head there whenever.
Oh, that Hassie bar. No shit. How's it going, Brian?
Welcome back. Care to take another pamphlet or two?
Why are you out here all alone, Doc?
Ah, the cold weather has made organising demonstrations a bit difficult, to say the least. But I refuse to relent in our mission. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, I will not rest until I stop these abominations from undoing God's almighty work.
Okay, Brian. So, won't shutting down clinics like this cost lives?
That's a leading question. Of course, some people have life-threatening afflictions, and it's a good thing that science has evolved to treat all kinds of diseases. Simply wanting cat ears and furry tails does not constitute a disease. A disease of the mind, perhaps. If the government strictly limits genetic alteration surgeries to only life-threatening emergencies, well, that would be a start towards undoing the damage. We are not God. We were made in his image, and his image did not include fur.
Big if true. How far do you want humanity to go?
That is the greatest misconception of our group. They would have you believe that we'd rather go back to the Dark Ages. Oh, sure, the human revolution wants people to go back to washing clothes by hand down by the river, right? We'll all go back to playing with sticks, yes? We do not advocate for a reversal of all technology. That would be ludicrous. We merely want severe limitations on genetic enhancements and a focus on medicinal practice beyond gene therapy. That would include an outlawing of cosmetic gene therapy, yes, people parading around in fur and scales as proud abominations. We need the government to protect these patients from themselves.
What have you guys accomplished since y'all started?
Through some concerted efforts, we've created an alliance with a number of businesses banning service and employment of unhumans.
You know, Brian, I hate to mark this, but I do hope you know that you're already kind of at stage 4 in the 10 stages of genocide. I'd be a little cautious where you want to go from here.
Yeah, they call themselves hybrids, but we call them what they are. I can't respect those who willingly trade their humanity away. Thanks to our efforts, many local businesses are finally gaining the confidence to only serve human beings. If they wanted to feed animals, well, they'd open up a pound. Why, just the other day, a Neo-SF landlord thanked me for supporting his decision to deny tenancy to unhumans. He already feels better about his decision to seek out our help.
Yeah, I'm sure pro-landlord is the way you want to go on this.
Plus, can you imagine the cleaning fees? Great! Do tell me when you get the article out. I love to read the comments.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but doesn't most of the meshnet speak critically of your organization?
Oh, that's cute. The robot wants to join in the discussion now. Yes, this is true. Though historically, most revolutionaries are unpopular when they're in the middle of the fight. I sleep comfortably knowing that history will be on my side.
Big if true, but we'll see in 2070, I suppose. I won't lie,
suppose I have come to expect that. Never mind. Write what you wish. When the city falls and we have a platypus as mayor, remember that all of you thought we were loonies. Oh, please do. Have a lovely day now. And remember, God designed you perfectly just the way you are.
Yeah, and that's... Alright. Hi, Ramona.
Well, if it isn't the luckiest jerk I've ever seen in my life. I had to schedule a specialist to come fix my ROM, and you better hope they can. Oh well, all's well that ends well. I underestimated how much people would appreciate an early Christmas. Anyway, what can I do for you?
I mean, feel free to bill Fairlight on that. I did say, you know, he'd vouch for me, so...
Sure. I still have a little bit before closing, and I can use some conversation to distract me from the anticipation of the VR drama I have waiting for me when I get off. What do you want to know?
Well, what's the VR drama about? I'm curious now.
It's an ongoing drama called Magical Commander Yukino. Kino at the Gates to the Deep. In it, you play the magical girl Yukino as she fights off elder gods as they arise from the ocean.
Dredge reference? Dude, Dredge if it was magical girls? That's crazy.
It's a bit cliched and just about as silly as you would expect, but it includes some really interesting intersection between the Japanese magical girl trope and the American Cthulhu mythos. All with a pseudo-military theme. In the newest episode, Yukino has to face off against the Yith as they try to inhabit the bodies of people in the present to escape their destruction in the past.
So how do these things work? Are they like video games?
Not really. Video games are about winning and manipulating the mechanics of the system to get ahead, right?
Yes and no. Not every... I mean, it depends on your definition of winning, you know, getting ahead. Some games are methods to tell stories. Some are, you know, classic, like, arcade type shit. So it varies. It varies. I think I say most of them are, you know, beat the game at its core.
Are more
But
about inhabiting the role of the character. There are rules, but they're mostly about behaving consistently in the fictional world. It's a bit like being an improv theater, except if you get too far out of your character, the system boots you out and you have to start the episode over. Everyone experiences the drama a little differently, but it stays broadly consistent because you have to maintain the behavior of the character you're inhabiting. It requires you to really get inside the head of another person. I like it better than VR games, but that's just me.
sounds neat.
It's the best! Super awesome! If you need any other suggestions, just let me know. I've played through a little bit of everything. I'm sure I can find something you'd like. Maybe a detective drama.
Do you like me detective dramas? So didn't Charlie Nova do promos for this place?
Charlie is a complete trip. We met when he was just starting out doing adverts. He still drops in every once in a while to hang out. I love the guy. He's super funny, always has the best stories, and his hair is perfect. And he parties harder than anyone I know. A couple weeks ago, he invited me to his rave at some hole that's probably already shut down, and he got so amped up on Crash that he jumped up on the table and hosted an impromptu dirty dancing contest.
That's crazy.
I swear, if he was in Charlie Nova, we would have gotten chucked out on our asses. But it was a lot of fun. If you want to meet him, just hang around here long enough. He loves mingling with his fans. Not that it helps his ego any.
This is pretty innocuous. We are going to need more evidence if we're to fabricate a believable story that will convince Mr. Nova it's in his best.
Can you tell me about VR technology?
The older sets are all helmets that use electromagnetic waves to stimulate the neural pathways in your brain to induce the desired sensory input. It's pretty crude though, which is why EM hats give you that dreamlike experience. It doesn't quite feel real. The direct link network has way higher fidelity. It's like actually being there. And since the direct link can interrupt your primary motor cortex, you don't have to take muscle relaxers to keep from flailing around. But some people are still scared off by it.
I mean, I can't lie. Right now, being 40 years in the past, that does sound a little not great. I'm unsure if, given the current technocracy, question mark, I want to put a chip in my brain quite yet. You know, maybe once things cool off, you know, I can trust to not get paywalled to use my own brain.
Well, it's pretty invasive. They inject this smart polymer into the base of your skull, right at the brainstem, and it crawls along your primary neural pathways and bonds to your major sensory center. It's been safe for almost a decade, but a lot of folks are still pretty skeeved out by the idea of having a bunch of conductive plastic coating in the inside of their brains. Plus, for the 24 hours or so that is hooking everything up and self-calibrating, you start to have intense hallucinations because of all the electrical crossfiring. It's a trip, I'll tell you that. But no worse than the stuff people have been taking for a millennia, watching the world melt. Anyway, if you're looking to get installed, I have a guy who does great work.
That's a little freaky. Yeah, no, for real.
Just let me know.
Alright.
Sure, just let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to help.
Who the hell is Keith?
Oh, hey, it's you. Wow, long time.
Who's this?
This is Keith, an old buddy of mine.
Hey, not too old now. Did you manage to keep that plan I got you alive? Oh, man. Rest in peace, Wilty. You probably overwatered it, didn't you?
That's exactly right.
Figures. So, what's with the bot?
That's, my ROM.
Yours? Really? Huh. I didn't think you liked to bring work home, as it were. Anyway, it's great to see you. What brings you to the Hassie Bar? Doing a review of that sweet weather ROM outside or something?
Oh, we're investigating some stuff.
All right, now that's the kind of journalism I'm talking about.
Indeed, we're looking into some accusations made against Charlie Nova. And we're actually trying to build up a solid case against him.
No shit. I actually may have exactly what you need.
Really?
Charlie comes here all the time. You know that show he's host of, Star in the Stratosphere? That show where normal people try to become actors and singers and all. Listen to this recording I made when he was here last month on his book tour.
Oh?
So many people come up to me thinking that if they can sing or act, I'll just make them a superstar. But that isn't how it works. Raw talent isn't enough to get you by in this industry, and anyone who thinks so is lying to themselves. It takes hard work and persistence. You gotta want it, and want it bad. But the kids I get on Star in the Stratosphere, which I host each and every week, as you all know, they're all so young and hungry. I love them. I do my damnedest to make sure they get what they want. They give me their best, so I'm gonna give them mine.
It's not much, and it might help you build a case if you chop it up right. Just keep my name off it. I post hiking pictures, not scandals.
Hiker based.
Well, if nothing else, the threat of this dropping on the mess should get them talking. Here, I just made a copy for you. Anyway, I'd love to catch up soon. For now, I'll let you keep at it. You can usually find me here if you want to chat again.
Thanks, Keith. Later.
Say, why did you tell Keith that I belong to you?
It's a long explanation.
Very fair. You may continue to run with that as your story with those who don't or shouldn't know the truth about me.
Excellent.
Anyway,
I apologize I didn't run it by you first, Turing.
I haven't seen you around here before. Is there something I can help you with?
I heard Charlie Nova hangs around here sometimes.
Another one of his fans, huh?
Sorry to literally dehumanize you, Turing. No, for real.
Yeah, he comes here sometimes. I don't really get why everyone likes him so much.
What's your issue with him?
Well, I have a picture from this time he flipped off a box of kittens.
What?
Somebody brought them to try to give away, and one of them scratched him up. He ended up taking it home, but he really hammed it up about getting scratched. I think he ended up calling him, I think it was Captain Snuggles? It was pretty funny, actually. I'll send your Rom a picture.
Love that.
frankly, I'm starting to feel a bit uneasy about this.
Yeah, I agree, Terry. I'm gonna be real. Using a goofy, like, out of context, haha, fuck you, cat, you're so mean to me, I love you, come here. You know, like, that feels gross. That feels gross to try and frame him as so cartoonishly evil that he just, you know, supposedly flips off random cats. A little scummy, yeah.
Mr. Nova's clearly an upstanding individual, if just a bit boisterous. But I suppose if we're in for a penny, we're in for a pound. This should be more than enough anecdotal evidence to fabricate a less than flattering image of Mr. Nova that the public will eat right up. Let us present our story to him immediately. Hopefully our delay has not put him in physical danger.
Alright, let's get out of here and get this over with so I don't have it on my fucking conscience too long.
Hey, you two!
Huh?
I think I'm gonna have to let security know that you're not allowed back in the building.
I've got something you may want to see.
Doubtful, but let's hear it. Never let it be said I didn't give someone a chance to dig their own grave.
I bet the world would love to hear such an inspiring pep talk.
You're just grasping at straws. This speech was truly a beacon of light for the entire entertainment community. There's no way an original sermon like that is going to convince anyone.
Iron
that
before
I'm
already
a bad
dead.
guy.
So true. When I first played this, I fully expected that.
Well, with some creative editing. Anyway, this is just pathetic. This is really your best attempt?
Having some partying problems, mayhaps?
So what? I like to show people a good time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Damn it, I told you to get off the crash, Charlie. Shit like this keeps coming up.
I did. And besides, I wasn't doing anything illegal.
Whatever. This is still nothing but hot air. You need to step up your game.
I also have this picture of you flipping off cats.
And I love Captain Snuggles. Sure, we didn't get off to a good start, but he's a great cat. The best.
Charlie, flipping off a kitten? Why? You go public with this flimsy smear piece, I'm gonna tear you apart.
Oh, enough, enough! I'm not cut out for this cloak and dagger game, Sympathy. What's the big deal anyway? It's not like they've got anything substantial to use. I might as well give them what they want, so they'll go away.
Tell them whatever you want. And I'll be taking that evidence.
You didn't have to do all of this.
I kinda
I
did.
would have helped if you had just asked.
We did.
But it's always push and dig and needle, isn't it? I'm not a journalist. I'm just an anchor. I read off a teleprompter and look good doing it. I don't have much to offer you, but here's what I know. Trust me, I'd love to lay down some earth-shattering pronouncement and dazzle you with my investigative skills, but all I've got is flimsy threads at best. The thing is, all this stuff with my stories, stuff getting changed, making me look like I don't like the human revolution or whatever, it started after I had an upgrade made to my VR uplink hardware.
Oh. I'm assuming,
technically legal kind.
Yeah, I had a feeling,
Look, I like to have a good time at a party, right? But Sympathy keeps hammering on me for pounding back too much crash and whatnot. Nothing illegal, but she says it makes me look like shit on camera the next day. So I went to this guy I know, good guy, everyone uses him. He's called Nanya.
Last name business.
He does great work after just one simple back alley brain surgery. Bing bang boom.
Yeah, just a back alley brain surgery.
My VR uplink have the same effect on my brain that the stims do, without all the nasty physical side effects.
Huh. How about that?
Coincidence, though. The tech guys didn't find anything wrong with my uplink, and they say the modifications check out. But that Nanya guy does a lot of work for media people around here. So if a bunch of posts are getting changed, maybe that's your weak link. Anyway, that's it. Pretty flimsy, but I'll send you the address and you can go talk to him.
Shall do.
If he'll even see you, that is. Well,
Thank you kindly.
It took far too long to get to it, but I'm quite happy to assist in any way that I can. Just make sure you source me in your article, right? Maybe run a rough draft past me and I'll give you some quotes. I'm certain that'll help signal boost the story all the way to the stratosphere.
Thank you, Charlie Nova.
Give it the old Charlie Nova bump.
Bro has a drug implant in his brain. Okay, Charlie, just don't die. So true.
Maybe we can smooth out all this silliness between us. Anyhow, I really have to get back to work. Let me know how it goes with the murderous hacker thing. My ROM will call your ROM.
Alright. Sympathy hasn't given you too much shit, has she?
Oh, go right on through.
I'll take that as a no. Let's go to Nanya's.
This looks like the spot. I'm awfully nervous and still a bit shaken up. Let's hurry and get out of here.
Hold up there, Speedy.
Uh-oh.
I've never seen the two of you around here before, and I know everybody. Why don't you let me know what's going on here first before you start barging through people's doors? Feel me?
Hello? We're just here to speak to Nanya about something.
Just got into town and you're already asking favors from folks, huh? Tisk, 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 my little blue friend.
What? No, it's not like that. Listen, we don't want any trouble, but we're kind of in a hurry.
Trouble? There's no trouble here. We can be friends.
What's your price?
I like this one. You're a little more street smart than your blue bot buddy here, I see. No, I like you two. You're cool in my book. And since we're all such good friends now, maybe you'll be willing to give back to the community and do a favor for your new pal for a moolah first.
What kind of favor you got,
I'm a
Formula?
budding street musician. Working on my next big hit. Feel me? But I'm sort of stuck on a few lines. I just gotta get these last few rhymes right. Maybe you could share a little of your creativity with me and see what we come up with.
I do happen to be a professional writer myself. Not in music, granted, but
And it'll be fun.
try to help you out a little.
Sure about this?
Yeah, don't worry about it, Turing. It's
You know how
it's
important
harmless.
this has become. Time is of the essence.
You don't have time to not help me.
Huh?
What do you think would take longer? Helping an up-and-coming singer-songwriter finish a guaranteed worldwide hit? Or you could ignore me and maybe I'll send over an anonymous tip to the Neo SFPD. You see, I know for a fact that everything inside this shop here is 100% legal. But I bet whatever you got in your mind sure ain't. Even if they didn't find anything, it'd take the rest of the day to iron out. People like you don't come down here for anything boring. We clean up good. How well do you cover your tracks when you're in such a hurry, I wonder?
This isn't good. If Lexi in particular gets suspicious and starts tracking us down, things will become rougher for us. Not to mention all the other people it could indirectly affect. This whole case is life or death.
Huh, kind of a dramatic rhyme, ain't it?
I mean, people have
I know my
died,
point,
but
Phil. If you don't help me out, I'll make sure you never get in to see Nanya at all. He's my buddy. Done me a favor or two, so I return him when I'm asked. That's how we do things around here. I knew you'd see it my way. All you gotta do is help me complete my rhymes, you dig? A couple of them are just missing a word or two, but if I really want to make this song fantastic, I'm gonna need some killer inspiration. It's gonna be super cred. Anyway, you ready for this?
ready as I can be.
Gonna give it a shot? That's what I like to hear. Here's the first line I'm having trouble with. You ready? It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of, hang on a second.
Holiday cheer?
It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of my holiday cheer. Hey, yeah, that totally works.
Excellent.
Great idea, thanks a ton.
You're rather welcome,
Here's the
Formula.
next line. Ready? Pay attention now. If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. And if you want my number, I'll
Give you my card?
You know, for this one, I don't think words are gonna be enough. I'm gonna need some inspiration to make it come together. If you got anything to show me that you think will help me out, let me know.
I do happen to have a business card.
If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. But if you want my number, I'll give you my business card. That totally works. Really, thanks so much. I'd never be able to write a song like this without you.
Let's fucking go, hell yeah.
Christmas-themed love song? Aren't those supposed to be pretty tacky?
Well, yeah, Turing, have you ever listened to Cool Punk, perhaps?
Alright, now I need your help with just one more line. I promise it's the last one. This one's been driving me up a wall. I hope you can tackle it as well as you did the others.
The crossovers just keep happening. It's easy to do with two sci-fi games I like.
Ready? Here we go. This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a nice pair of, damn it. This is getting embarrassing. There's no way to salvage this one without some seriously fresh inspiration, yo. Don't lose hope. I'm sure it'll hit it.
I have headphones.
This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of GX Ultra beats.
Oh.
That doesn't rhyme.
I just meant headphones.
Oh man, you might need to find some more. I'm gonna keep thinking.
Haven't you ever... Wait, those are... sure.
I got donuts.
This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of yummy Christmas scones.
Yeah.
He does know those are donuts, right?
It doesn't matter, Tony. Just let it go.
Now
Just let it
that's
go.
what I call a tasty beat. That was amazing. I can't believe you pulled it off. Whatever you do for work now, it doesn't matter. You should become a musician. We totally become rivals, and I bet you that... On second thought, you keep your day job. This is my territory. You feel me? But you did help out in a huge way, so I guess you're cool.
Yeah,
Go on
no
in
problem,
and see
Formula.
Mario whenever you want. I'll just be chilling out here, soaking up the inspiration of my surroundings, baby.
Here, you can keep the stones. It was nice meeting you, Formula.
Hey, you too, little Bob Blue. Hey, that kinda rhymes.
Let's go.
There we go. Hey there.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope, I don't know you. You got someone willing to vouch for you? If not, get out of my shop.
Charlie Nova said I should come talk to you.
Charlie? Yeah, I remember him. That TV guy runs his mouth a lot. Yeah. Paid good enough. All right then, what can I do for you?
We got something to ask of you.
You are Nanya, correct?
Sure, if that's what you want to call me. If your credit's clear, you can call me whatever you want. Enough foreplay. What can I do for you? A fresh install, custom firmware, maybe an upgrade? I can pretty much do it all. But most people come in here for VR implants. Turns out brain surgery is expensive, yeah?
We got something different
We're in
here.
a bad situation. Local news articles are being mysteriously altered after they've been posted to the mesh, even while the originals are still online. Charlie Novas are being manipulated as well, and he pointed us in your direction. It didn't start happening until after he had his implant upgraded.
He assured us it was likely coincidence. Do you know what kind of parts you use?
What are you, cops? No, worse. You're journalists. Get the hell out of my shop! I have a business to run. I don't have time to answer shit about shit that don't got shit to do with me. You found the door before, find it again. And tell Charlie he can get someone else to do him a rush job when he's back on stims and needs a workaround. He ain't welcome around here anymore.
Give us a moment, please. I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of being given the runaround by these meat bags.
Damn, Turing.
We could just find some bribe or blackmail to get what we want from this Nanya. But I think it's time to take matters into our own hands.
We do have a zapper.
I have an idea. Keep him occupied for a few minutes.
How do I do that?
Just do what you normally do and ask questions.
He doesn't want me to ask questions.
Nothing about the blog post, though. I don't want to set him off. It'll only take a...
Alright, I'm
Are you
trusting
gonna
you.
get going, or am I gonna have to call someone to make you get going?
I apologize.
Straight. Now get out of here!
He
assured us it was coincidence.
We were just hoping to get some more background information on the kind of implant he has so we can follow other leads.
Shit. Fine, whatever. I'll tell you what you want, within reason.
Gotcha.
Doctor-patient confidentiality and all that. Just promise me it'll get you the hell out of my shop a little sooner.
Yeah, no worries, dog.
Sorry for this. Our circumstances have gotten serious. We're following anything we can all the way to the end.
There's no way to hack a VR implant like Charlie's. I mean, you can definitely install hostile firmware on one, but you can't just load whatever program you want without the user's knowledge. Any changes to the loaded firmware will trigger some really obvious visual indicators to let you know something's being changed, and those are put in on the hardware level. I've never heard of anyone being able to circumvent them. The only person who could have loaded hostile firmware on there is me. And don't try and go there. I get paid too much to risk my reputation over changing a few blog posts.
What about using the mesh to mess with the implant? Is there some way to change the input remotely?
No, the implant itself doesn't have any kind of wireless connection. You have to use a headset with an induction coil for I/O. Wireless just doesn't have the bandwidth for it. You might be able to try infecting a ROM with some virus that screws with the I/O, but you only use a connection to a ROM for AR hubs. They can't handle full simulation. You'd need a full rig and a hardline connection to the NIC to do that.
I see.
So, I'd give it a big maybe. If that's actually how it all happened, they probably would have found whatever infected his ROM way before you showed up here to bother me.
Could it have just been faulty parts? Not to be too blunt about it, but this field of expertise is a little disreputable.
Turing, don't knock his trade.
Maybe your supplier sent you an implant with something fishy preloaded.
I have a good feeling he probably checks these things.
Look, I get it. I'm working out of an old auto garage on the bad side of town. But I'm a fully licensed cyber surgery tech. This entire business is legitimate. It isn't illegal to install custom parts or firmware in any current generation implants. It just breaks the warranty. My business keeps a low profile, so we don't run into bogus patent infringement lawsuits from Flower Cybernetics or whatever shell company they decide to come after you with. All of my parts are sourced direct from the original manufacturer.
Flower Cybernetics, you say?
So if they're bad, they were built bad by the factory. Now, is that all? I have appointments to keep. Yeah, whatever.
Are we good, right, Turing?
You may not know this, but I have a finely tuned sense of electromagnetic fields. All ROMs do.
Interesting.
We need to be able to maintain optimal contact with the mesh, catalog and use various wireless transmissions, and avoid areas with dangerously high interference. Your stock off-the-shelf ROM has very little command over the frequencies available to be scanned. But I'm starting to realize how very little of me is stock or off-the-shelf after the changes Hayden made. That means when the humidity is low, the air fairly sings for me, amongst other things.
Nice.
Meaning, in layman's terms, I could read his monitor over his shoulder while being across the room.
Oh, that's sick.
Well, some. I doubt I could have handled an LCD monitor. They require extra parts I just don't have. And the fidelity is a bit low. Anyways, Nanya looked up his client records on Charlie, and I got some of the names of his other customers off of the spreadsheet. One in particular stands out, Shotaro Otsuka. Mr. Otsuka
Why does it
is
stand
a
out?
moderately prominent tech blogger, respected, perhaps a bit vitriolic. He catches my attention though because historically he has been very critical of Parallax in his posts. Recently though, the tone has been increasingly moderate, and now he is almost effusive in his praise.
I see.
His fans are accusing him of shilling for the company, but many of his earliest posts show some of the same manipulations that we saw from Augmented Eye and Nova's blog.
Oh,
Now it's
okay.
like he's being ghost-written entirely.
Might be worth looking into.
Won't hurt to check, right? I've marked the location of Shotaro Otsuka's apartment on your map.
Sick.
After you.
Pet the cat. The little kitty squints his eyes and says, "Weh." No idea what that means at all. The kitty purrs underneath your hand. This is what Bebo does. He goes, "Weh."
This is the building. Mr. Otsuka must do well for himself, considering the neighborhood. Not the priciest section of Neo SF, but nice enough for a self-employed tech blogger. Perhaps we should just ring the bell? We both
That
know
works
it
for
won't
me.
be that easy, but it's important to maintain some courtesies.
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2. Shotaro Otsuka's wrong. Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour, but I will let him know you are here. Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for just a moment while I fetch him.
That's encouraging. That was odd. Maybe try the bell again?
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2. Shotaro Otsuka's wrong. Shotaro was not sorry for the wait.
What is taking so long? Alright, third time. Once more, with...
Greetings, guests. Shotaro was not expecting it. Sorry for the wait.
Why can't this ever be easy? I swear I'll blow out a fuse before we're done.
Felt that,
Hayden for
Turing.
system redundancies. Well, that's that. Let's see if we can find a way into Mr. Otsuka's apartment ourselves.
The trunk's prickled and rough as far as you can reach. Oh, there's a fire escape.
Mr. Otsuka's apartment is on the second floor. The fire is... We just need... I'm sure there's some piece of detritus or loose end laying around we could use. Oh, that's how these things always work.
Can ask this dude for his umbrella. Yo, what's up, my man?
Hey, didn't I see you earlier at TMI? Nice to meet you. I'm Sky.
Hi, Sky.
You weren't prepared for the weather, huh? Your ROM looks fancy enough to keep track of that.
About that.
Cool glasses and name.
You want my umbrella?
I do like the dual tone glasses. Anna
Not
pilled.
for the weather. We need to use the hook handle to reach the fire escape ladder so we can pull it down.
Oh, you live here and lost your key card, huh? I totally understand. I do that all the time. But look, as much as I'd love to give you this umbrella, I'm kinda using it right now. Where I come from, see, we're all about equal trades. It's part of our culture.
Gym culture?
Sorry, but unless you've got anything interesting to exchange for it, I'm gonna hold on to this. Don't want to get wet.
I've got a Human Revolution
Those guys
brochure.
are gross. Oh, you're not?
I've got pair of headphones.
These are pretty cool, but I'm not big into music. I like video games more. There's no mic on this headset. Hey, is this real? The real Yannick Fairlight?
Yeah?
You know him?
Of course I do! He's one of the most innovative tech minds of the last few generations! Can I please have this? I'll give you the umbrella. Yours to keep if you want.
Sure.
Thanks! Here you go. This is so exciting! I'm gonna go call him right now!
Have fun.
Call him. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. Oh well, now we have our tool and a pretty spiffy one at that. Let's go.
You know,
Excellent work.
I think I remember where this is going.
This window is unlocked. Let's go.
What's that smell, Turing?
I'm not sure.
Ro already slaughtered.
My olfactory sensors detect chemicals associated with decaying food and something else I can't pin down. It's unfamiliar to me. That's better. Let's take a look around.
Shotaro Otsuka?
Mr. Otsuka? Shotaro must be plugged into the mesh. He hasn't even noticed us. I feel like I could scream without him knowing.
That's the smell of a dead body, I'm afraid.
Ah! Hi! Mr. Otsuka! Nothing.
Hello, guest. Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving anyone. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines, but I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
We just checked.
It's
and
okay,
he
buddy.
seems
You've
busy.
you've done enough checking.
Is there anything else I might assist you with? A drink, perhaps?
When was your last diagnostic check?
I run regular self-checks and have noticed no irregularities in either my hardware or software.
Alright.
I appreciate your concern. If you think I am behaving erratically, perhaps you could mention it to Shotaro. He is skilled at maintenance.
How long has your owner been ill?
Shotaro has been under the weather for some time, but I could not tell you precisely when. He rarely has visitors or goes on outings, so this is only slightly abnormal behavior for him. In fact, you are the first visitor he has had in a while. Several days, in fact. Perhaps you could ask him about it yourself. I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
It's okay, that's the 5th time you've tried to check. Is he still making blog updates?
Is. Shotaro is a diligent man, even in the face of such adversity. If you are a reader of his work, his next significant piece will be going online tomorrow. I will not spoil it for you.
No,
Very well.
it's cool.
Let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to assist.
An old greasy bag of to and fro, a fast food chain the state is famous for. Flies are circling like vultures. Fancy news feed made of multiple streams on the mesh. Idly plays on TV muted. Can't find any way to turn off the TV. Don't mess with Shotaro's things just because he's currently distracted. Not the word I'd use. Be a pocket tree, don't pickpocket it.
Hey! That's better.
Sorry, Turing. God damn it. Is this the only song Shotaro ever listened to? It's interesting to use controls and buttons you don't touch or tap on a screen. Okay, it's done. Something sounds wrong. Just lots of weird noises. The ROM evades your touch. Yeah. How long has he been here?
Looks like he's been here for a couple of days, maybe a little longer. That means whoever did this did it before we even found out about all of this. Stabbed in the chest, right through the back of the chair. Looks like it severed his carotid artery. I don't want to make any assumptions, but I can't help but wonder if this was done by the same person who assaulted Zin. His ROM doesn't even think anything is wrong. We need to hurry. If I'm right, everyone we've talked to so far is in more danger than we thought. Someone is following us. We have to find his computer so I can see if I can pull anything relevant off of it. You interrogate his ROM. Maybe you can find out why it's acting so strange.
Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently. He is trying very hard to...
That's okay.
Is there anything else?
Shitaru's dead, LJ2.
It shut itself down again. Let's see if we can pull some useful...
This entire desk is Mr. Otsuka's computer.
I'll start downloading these files. I finished my examination of Mr. Otsuka's computer. I didn't find anything particularly interesting, but I copied some files to be examined later. If we're all done here, we should hurry and go warn Nanya about what we found. Charlie and Sympathy, too. They might be in immediate danger. Let's head for Nanya's business.
Nanya's business. Wait. Cat. No! Cat. Hi! Hello! The little cat bumps its forehead against your knee and starts kneading its paws against the ground. The kitty mews disinterestedly. Love that little fella.
Shit! What the hell are you doing back here? Wait, let me guess. You stole some of my files, or hacked my brain, or used telepathy or some shit. Found out someone else got hit by your little ghost in the machine, and when you got there, found out he was deader than new disco. That close enough?
That is distressingly accurate.
Well, it wasn't much of a damned guess. Charlie Nova is dead.
Fuck.
What? Charlie is...
The auto cab he was in drove him right off the bridge and into the bay. It's been all over the news for the last 10 minutes, and I'm not looking to be next. I'm getting the hell out of Neo-SF, and I'm gonna forget that I ever saw you, ever knew Charlie, ever gave a shit about any of this. Hell, maybe I'll pick up a new career. I'm less likely to get murdered for being a fry cook, that's for damn sure. Have a good life!
Oh no! No! Why is this happening? There was no one in that car! No heat signatures, no wireless emissions, nothing! That wasn't even an auto cab! It's a manual!
How is that even possible?
I don't know! That's it! This is too much! I've had enough! I don't care who's controlling the news anymore! Almost everyone we've talked to so far has died, and I can't live with any more blood on my hands! We're not investigating this lead any further.
Good call, I think. I agree.
Just done. We're completely out of leads, and I can't even imagine watching anybody else die. I couldn't handle that. We have more pressing avenues of inquiry to make. Let's move on.
All right. That was the end of chapter 3. We'll be visiting Flower Cybernetics for chapter 4, but that'll be on a different stream. Now, I hope y'all had a grand old time. Oh, hold on, we may have an opening cutscene here too.
Well, we should go to Melody's home and at least meet her.
Okay. Gotta go see Bungie tomorrow. True! And I get to see you tomorrow. That'll be awesome. Alright. Can I just come after Bungie? Oh, definitely. I ain't doing shit. So, thanks again for popping on. I hope y'all had a grand old time. Lots of twists and turns. Things really kicked into gear this stream, I think. I should be able to finish this in 1, maybe 2 more streams, depending on how long these final chapters are. I mean, I did like 1.5 chapters here, so yeah, we'll see. Alright, well, thanks again for popping on. Tomorrow, probably not doing anything, which means Thursday, I will be finishing Metroid Prime, which is going to be fucking awesome. And before I yap too much, thanks again. I hope y'all have a good one, and I hope you have a good night. Bye!